What's up, Malika? So good to see you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? Hey. What's up, Salil? What's going on? Good morning to you all. Good morning. Happy Monday, Friday energy. Happy Monday, Friday energy. What's up, Rock? So good to see you, beloved. What's up, Niche? So good to see you all. So good to see you all. Chantel's in the building. Let's go, Chantel. What's up, Alana? So good to see you, beloved. So good to see you. Valerie's in the building. Let's go, Valerie. LG, let's go. What's up, Ann? So good to see you. Say, my brother, so good to see you. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Please, I would appreciate it. Let's get the likes up so that we can get the medicine out. What's up, Reese? So good to see you. Cupcake Divas in the building. Let's go. Mindset Masters family is in the building. Yeah, Seth, so good to see you, family. So good to see you. So good to see you. What's up, Edward? So good to see you. Rocco's in the building. Let's go, Rocco. Better than before. Let's go, beloved. Let's get it. Time to show up and show out. Greatest show on TV. Greatest show on any media platform. Let's go. Mindset Master community, the most powerful community on the planet, period. Period. Okay, what continent you live on. What's up, Anthony? So good to see you. What's up, Eddie? Got my tar in the building. Let's go. JVE, let's go. What's up, Nate? So good to see you. T Benz, I see you. Wet, I see you. So good to see you. What's up, Brianna? So good to see you. Good morning to you all. Bianca, good morning, good morning, good morning. Jazz is in the building. D is in the building. Let's go. What's up, Chris? So good to see you, family. I'm so proud of you. Keep going live. Keep shooting. Keep going live. I'm so proud of you, Chris. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Turning heads. What's up, beloved? So good to see you. You just got to show up every morning and not just every morning, every day, and just be the baddest thing moving. That's it. That's all. That's it. We ain't got room for nothing else. There is no room for anything else. There's no room for anything else. You just wake up every single morning, and that's a decision you got to make. I'm just going to be the baddest thing moving. That's it on that. That's it. That's the standard. There is no other standard. God created you specifically. That's it. There's no mediocrity in there. Mediocrity comes from the mindset that we apply to our lives and we apply to ourselves. There was no mediocrity in his thinking when he created you because he doesn't create anything mediocre. So I don't know how we end up with this mediocre version of ourselves, but I know for a fact that the mediocrity doesn't apply to him. So if it doesn't apply to him, why would you let it apply to you in every area and aspect of your life? Big homie, let's go. So good to see you, big homie. Leticia is in the building. What's up, beloved? So good to see you. Strength, power, honor. Don't forget about that. Strength, power, honor. What's up, Nikki? Strength, power, honor. Get your PhD in self-awareness. Get your PhD in emotional intelligence. Get your PhD in self-mastery. Don't just get your PhD in things that teach you more about the world. Get your PhD in mastering your understanding of yourself. Because what's the point in learning all of these things about the world if you haven't mastered yourself? Get your PhD in self-awareness, in self-mastery, in emotional intelligence. Then you're doing something. We didn't got tricked into going and getting all this education about what's going on outside of us, but we clueless about what's happening inside of us. Just make it make sense. Just make it make sense. I got my PhD in self-mastery. I got my PhD in self-awareness. I got my PhD in relationship mastery. I got my PhD in emotional intelligence. And then I can better understand everything that's happening outside of me. See, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Knowing others is the beginning of strength. You gain strength from knowing others. You gain wisdom from knowing yourself. I don't become strong because I know what's happening out in the world and I don't know what's happening in myself. I become weak like that. I'm not. How does that make you strong? Because you know all these worldly things, but you don't know who you are. How does that make you strong? Stop chasing the degrees that only tell you how the world works, and start chasing the information that teaches you how you work. Then you got something now. We got programmed and conditioned to only chase the information that tells us about the things outside of ourselves. And then when it comes to us, we clueless. And then you run to the therapist, you run to the psychiatrist, you run to the pastor, you run to somebody else who doesn't know who they are to tell you who you are. And if that makes sense to you, then I guess it makes sense. Got all this worldly knowledge as far as how everything outside of you works. But when it comes to us, we have basic information. Oh, I'll run to the therapist. I'll run to the psychiatrist. That's a business. That part right there. That part right there. That part right there, Kev. That part right there just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Do me a favor, if you haven't already done so, share the live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please share the live to your stories. If you haven't already done so, please. Today is going to be one of those ones. Again, share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Do me a favor, type me in the comments if this is your first time on a live stream with me. Type me if this is your very first time going live with me. Please do not type me if you've been here before. All right. What I am a reflection of, I am a reflection of what it looks like when someone's operating out of their purpose. That's the only thing you're getting ready to see. My name is Jordan Williams. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in self-awareness and self-mastery, emotional intelligence, consciousness, relationship mastery. I am also the best-selling author of this book, The Secret of Awareness. How powerful are you ready to be? This book is a bestseller. This book is a game changer. This book is my love letter that I left here to the world. God sends every single one of us here so that you can leave something that not only benefits you, but benefits the people outside of you, and not just your family, not just your bloodline, not just your little friends, but it benefits people that you will never meet in your life. That's what this book is. Okay. This book is my love letter to the world. It's what will be left here when centuries after I'm gone. It's what's here. My question to you is, what will you leave? What are you going to leave? What are you going to leave as evidence that you were here? Your problems, your programming and conditioning, how many purses you may have purchased, how many cars you may have driven, how much money you accumulated, how many houses you purchased, how popular or famous you are. No one's going to remember that. I can promise you, no one will remember that. When it's all said and done, when this host body of yours expires, no one will be talking about how many cars you had. No one will be talking about how much money you had. No one will be talking about that Chanel purse or that Louis Vuitton purse. It'll be sitting in some secondhand store being sold for $10 or $12. I promise you, that very purse that you breaking your neck to get, that very car that you breaking your neck to get, will be sitting on some used car lot one day with 200,000 miles on it, and no one will be talking about it anymore. We've lost sight of why we're here. This life is not about you. That's the problem. You've made it all about you. You're focusing on what's wrong with you, what you don't have, what you are missing, who's not loving you, who's not believing in you, who walked out of your life, who stayed, who didn't choose you, who didn't validate you. They didn't support me. They didn't clap for me. They didn't cheer for me. God did not create you to focus on yourself. When you take this powerful mind that you have, this supercomputer that you have, and you utilize this supercomputer that you have to only focus on what's wrong in your life, you will become what's wrong in your life. We missed it all. We missed the whole purpose of life because we're too busy borrowing someone else's definition of it. That's the real problem. You want to know what the problem is? There's the problem. We miss the whole purpose of life because we're too busy borrowing someone else's definition of it, borrowing someone else's example of it. God never created you to focus on yourself. That was not the mission. That was never the mission. And this is why I left the community. This is why I left a message in the community for you guys that it's imperative that you become rich. It's imperative, I said, that you become rich. Not for the reasons that you've been programmed and conditioned to look at money, not so that you can go get you a new Rolls Royce, not so that you can go get some new bag, not so that you can shine on the people on social media, not so that you can go get you a bunch of furs and diamonds, all these things. That's not why he wants you to be rich. He wants you to be rich so that you can put out the fires that you see. So when you see that kid that's hungry, you can do something immediately. When you see that single mother, you can help her out immediately. When you see that homeless man out in the cold, you can do something immediately. When you see those people in the street that don't have, you can do something immediately. Instead of just sitting there looking at what's wrong, you can become the solution in that moment because you're an extension of him. That's why he needs you to be rich. Not so that you can shine on people. Not so that you can go get you a new Benz and put 24s on it. That's not why he wants you to be rich. He wants you to be rich so that you can put out the fires that you see. Because the fires that you see, I don't see. I'm not where you are. I'm not where you live. I don't experience what you experience. How you going to put out the fires if you ain't got no money yourself? How you going to put out the fires if you need someone else to come put out the fires that's happening in your life? Because you don't have the money, or you don't have the resources, or you don't have the mindset, or you don't have the emotional intelligence or self-awareness to get yourself out of the situation that you got going on. That's the reason why he gave you a purpose. That's the reason why he deposited a gift in you. He placed a gift in you because it's the only thing that you carry that no one can place a limitation on because it comes from him. Period. We didn't forgot why we're here. He placed a gift in you specifically. I'm talking to you. He placed a gift in you specifically so that no human being would ever be able to place a limitation on that gift because the gift comes from him, which means it's limitless. The only limitation to the gift is the one you place on it. Think about what I'm saying to you. When you go get a job at McDonald's, you're never going to make more than the person that owns that McDonald's. I don't give a damn how many fries you cook. If you go get a job at a used car lot, you will never make more than the person that owns that car lot. I don't give a damn how many cars you sell. Why? Because that person is operating out of their purpose in that moment. The person that owns that McDonald's is operating out of their purpose in that moment. If you go get a job for Amazon, I don't give a damn how many packages you deliver. You will never make more money than Jeff Bezos. Why? Because he's operating out of his purpose. So he gave you your purpose so that you could wrap a business around your purpose to not only create generational wealth for yourself and your family, but to put yourself in a position to take every single idea that you have. And so that you can create the physical manifestation of the idea. What's the point in having all of these brilliant ideas if you don't have the resources to bring that idea to life? Well, I'm just asking you, what's the point? That's why he needs you to be rich. He doesn't care about the money. You care about the money. He's not tripping on money. So you take the gift and you turn the gift into, you take your purpose and you turn that into your business. Why is that important? Because when you turn the purpose into your business, you're going to love doing it. You're going to wake up every single day like I do, excited to do what you do. I spend 3 hours every morning with you guys, Monday through Friday on here, and I promise you feel like 5 minutes to me. I don't count the time. I'm like, damn, it's 3 hours off. Never. Because I'm operating out of my purpose. I don't count time when you operate out of your purpose. You lose track of time when you operate out of your purpose. But when you're not operating out of your purpose, you always watching the clock. You can't wait till 5 o'clock runs around. You can't wait till you get off work. You're stressed out that you gotta go. You're stressed out on the way. I'm never stressed out. I'm like that bull in the rodeo. You know that bull that you see in the rodeo, that bad boy, he in that pen, right? He's just waiting on somebody to unlock that pen because he's gonna wreak havoc on anything out there in the rodeo. Anything in that rodeo getting ready to catch it. That bull like, I bet you won't let that gate open. I bet you won't crack that gate open. When you're operating out of spirit, you wake up every day with that energy. I'm like that bull. Every morning, I can't wait. I jump out of bed. I'm vibrating. I'm levitating. I'm telling you, I can't wait for today to start. I'm like I was when I was a little kid. I couldn't wait to get to the cartoons and to the sweet cereal and all these other things like that. I attacked the day when I was little. And I do that now again because I become self-aware. Because I become a master of self, because I'm operating out of my purpose. You take your purpose and you wrap your business around that because you're going to love it. And when you love it, other people will benefit from it as well. It's like the chef. When that chef cooks with love, every single meal that chef prepares is going to be delicious because it was cooked with love. When your mom would cook for you, the reason why you love her cooking because it was cooked with love. Or your grandmother, because it was cooked with love. That's why you love it, because love's in it. It was the number one ingredient that they put in there. The number one ingredient that I put on my live streams is love. I put the best of everything that I have in it. So that's all about. Your career won't put you in a position to do that. Your career won't put you in that position to create generational wealth if it's out of alignment with your purpose. Because there's a ceiling there, there's a lid there. You're operating in someone else's purpose, not yours. So there's always going to be a limitation placed on you. You will never make more than the person you work for. That doesn't even make sense. Your spiritual mind should tell you that. Your spiritual mind should tell you that. I don't give a damn how many hours you work. I don't care how much overtime you work. You will never make more than the person that you're employed by.
That's why God put the gift in you so that you can go and create your business and give other people an opportunity to work for you. And then they're going to go create their business and they're going to give people an opportunity. And that's how it's all working. But we don't understand that. When you look at Beyonce, her purpose is her business. Her purpose is to sing. What did she do? She wrapped a business around that. What did that do? Give her the position to create generational wealth, which did what? Puts her in a position to put all the fires out that she sees in the world. Anything that she sees that she doesn't like, she can put the fire out immediately. She doesn't have to think. She doesn't have to call the bank. She doesn't have to walk down the street and borrow money from people. She doesn't have to wait for people to believe in her. She doesn't have to do that. She can put the fire out immediately. When you look at LeBron James, what did he do? He took his purpose and he wrapped a business around that. Why? Because he loves what he does, which means that every person that comes in contact with him is going to benefit immensely because his purpose is what he was created to do. And he wrapped a business around that. That's what it's all about. You don't go get some side hustle career and then give your purpose away free. That's insanity. You don't ever give your purpose away for free. You only give your purpose away from free when the people that you come in contact can't benefit from it. When they can't purchase it. Think about what I'm saying. Right now, I'm giving my purpose away for free. I don't charge you guys for this. I'm giving it away for free. So there's certain people that pay for it, and then there's certain people that I give it away for free for. That's what you're giving back to God. When you give it away for free, you're honoring God in that moment. Because there may be so many people that are on this live stream right now that can't afford me as a coach. So I give it away for free. But I bring the same energy and the same passion and the same intensity as though you were paying me. Meaning that I'm not going to give you some watered down version of myself because you can't afford me as a coach. I might go harder for you than I do for the people that I'm coaching, if I'm just being real. Think about my book. I've given my book away to more people than I've sold it to. God will tell you that if he won't tell you nothing else about me. He said, my son gave the book away. I've given away more of my books than I've sold. That's on my life. My book is in damn near every prison in the country. Why? They can't afford the book, but they need it. Got all these people. Don't turn your purpose into some business. Stop listening to people. They don't know what they're talking about. The very people that you're listening to have never done it themselves. That's why they're telling you. You build your business around your purpose, and you build your business around your purpose because you're going to be passionate about it, because you're going to love it, because you're going to be excited every morning when you wake up, because you will never be stressed out. You won't be watching the clock to see what time you get off. No one can place a limitation on it. No one can place a lid on it. No one can take it from you. That's why you do it. That's why you do it. Because McDonald's can fire you like that. Amazon can fire you like that. Where that hospital you working out can fire you like that. But you can't be fired from your own purpose. I control that. One more time, going back to my original point. It's critically important. I appreciate that, beloved Chris. It's critically important for you to be rich, not for the purpose you see on social media, not so that you can shine on other people, not so that you can go get you a bunch of cars and Louis Vuitton and Chanel bags and all of that, not so that you can go in pop bottles at the club and throw money at the strip club, so that you can put out the fires that you see. Your career won't put you in a position to do that because you're going to be working. See, if I'm paying you $100,000 or $200,000 or $500,000 a year, you working 14 hours a day for me, 16 hours a day for me. Every executive that I coach that's making in upwards of $300,000 to $500,000 or in upwards of $1 million a year, they never see their family. They're always stressed out. They're always working. So yeah, they got the family living in the gated community. Yeah, the family is going to the private school. Yeah, the family is reaping the benefits of their labor, but they're never home. Why? Because they're not operating out of their purpose. They're operating from someone else's purpose. So they got the career, but I lost my family. But I got the career. I got the career, but I can't take care of myself. But I've got the career. I've got the career, but I'm stressed out every day. But I got the career. And not only that, when I go to work for you for 8, 10, 12, 14 hours a day, I turn around, I come home, and I bring that same energy back with me home. So I'm still working at home, even though I'm not doing anything. I'm still processing what's wrong at home. I coach these people all day long. They don't know how to shut that motor off. Do me a favor, you guys, let's get the lights up so we get the minutes. That's why your purpose is important, because with my purpose, I can do it on the beach. I can do it in Paris. I can be shooting this live stream in Africa right now. You wouldn't know the difference. I can be anywhere in the world and do what I do. I can coach people from anywhere in the world. It gives me freedom. It gives me flexibility. I can do it anywhere in the world. If they got Wi-Fi on the moon, I can be sitting there doing it on the moon. I can do it anywhere in the world. I'm telling you, your purpose, it's the greatest gift that you have. And if you don't bring your gift to the world, then we don't benefit. You're sitting there going to work stressed out every day because you're operating out of someone else's purpose. That's why you're stressed out. That's why you're not happy with your life. That's why you think that feels like something is missing in you, because you're not operating out of your purpose. Your purpose gives you life. That career will take life away from you. If it's not in alignment with your purpose, it's taking away from you just as much as it's giving, but you don't understand that when you lack self-awareness. All right, enough with all of that. You know, being a coach is, you know, one of the greatest gifts that you can give this world. You know, and when you look at somebody like we're all coaches, whether you realize that or not. You coaching your kids. We gonna sit here and act like you're not? You gonna sit here and act like you're not? You coach your kids every day. What you think you're doing? That you coaching them. Coaching is just teaching. You take the word coach out. It's just teaching. That's all it is. You coaching your kids every day of the week, 7 days a week. You always, even when they become grown, you still coaching them. Right? And so you wrap your business around that. Why do you wrap your business around that? Because you're turning people's lights on. You're getting people to see things that they never had the ability to see. You're taking the gift that God gave you. He didn't give you the gift one more time to give it away for free. I coach many people. Divine will tell you that. Divine hit me up one day. He'll tell you this if he won't tell you nothing else. D hit me up one day. Coach, I want you to coach me. I denied her. I denied her because I love her. I denied Divine because I love him. And everything that I would have gave him in that coaching session, I gave it to him in an audio file. He'll tell you this if he won't tell you nothing else. She will tell you that, because I'm not here for her money. I'm not here for his money. Wasn't about that with me. Now, can I afford to do that with every single person that I come in contact with? No. Why? Because I got to be able to put out the fires that I see. So coaching is something that gives me the ability to put out the fires that I see. But when I've got people that is close to me, people that I genuinely want to see become the greatest versions of themselves, I'm not getting ready to charge them for that. I'm not going to do it. D was trying hard. Divine was trying hard. But it was never about that with me. You got to understand. Now, if I'm sitting here coaching these celebrities and they paying you $35 million a year to go dribble a basketball, yeah, I'm gonna charge you what my fee is, because my fee doesn't move the needle for you financially. It does nothing to you. You're not missing nothing. You're getting paid $30 million a year to go bounce a basketball. And when you juxtapose that to my fee is interest on the money you make. It ain't even money to you. So of course I'm gonna charge the people like that. But aside from that, it's not that serious. All right, let's get busy getting busy. If you have knowledge and information that people don't have, you're a coach, whether you label yourself as that or not. The moment you start teaching that person, you're coaching them, whether you place that label on yourself or not. Get out of the label game. We are all coaches. We are all teachers, but we are also all students. Because there's plenty of people right now that know things that you don't know. But by your nature, you're a coach. By nature, you're a teacher already. If you got any piece of information that someone else doesn't know, what do you think you're doing when you're talking to that person? You're coaching that person up. You're teaching them in that moment. Get rid of the labels. The label that's keeping you from seeing what you are. You too caught up on the label. Deborah, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. That part right there, Deborah, turn your wisdom into wealth. And all these people, no, I don't want to be no coach for what? What are you talking about? You want right now. If you're talking to somebody, you coaching them. I don't want to get paid for that. Why not? You sitting there, bro. That's the reason why you want to start doing it. Why? Because again, I want to be able to coach so many people. I'm going to bring in a certain amount of clients. I'm going to give a certain amount of services away for free. That's the people that I give it away for free. I'm serving God in that moment. The people that I'm charging is putting me in a position to put out the fires and to create the generational wealth that I need to create for my family. The best way to help the poor is to not become one of them. And then to teach them what someone has taught you. All right, let's get busy getting busy. You get people who get to talking, man, don't know what the hell they talking about. Just talking. Just because a person has a microphone, you don't need to listen to everybody with a microphone. Let me say that to you with my whole chest. Just because that person has a microphone don't mean you need to be listening. Some of the people you listening to that has a microphone need a microphone muted. Some of the people that you pulling up on these live streams to listen to, just because they have a microphone doesn't mean you need to be listening. Because I can't take you somewhere that I really have never been myself. You got people that you're listening to that have never been where you're trying to go, but they're pretending that they have. Ain't never stepped foot in the arena that you're trying to go, ain't transformed nobody, ain't changed nobody's life, ain't saved nobody, and haven't been a blessing for anybody. But you sit there listening to that person because they read something in some book and they recite it to you. And you think they so wise and so smart that moment, but you got to wake up. I can promise you, whatever church you walk into, every single day, I have transformed more people's lives than every single member in that church times 10. And I got the receipts to show you. Just let me know when you're ready and I'll flood your phone. I said, let me know when you're ready and I'll flood your phone. With how many people will tell you coach, you changed my life. You changed my life. You changed my life. I'm going to hit you with so many of that, so much of that. You're going to say, coach, please stop sending that to my phone. Please stop sending that to my phone. Make that the standard. The next person's live stream that you pull up to, tell them to give you the receipts. Since you're going to invest your time and energy, tell them to just hand you the receipts. Just hand me the receipts from all the people's lives that you've changed. Since you're saying you can change mine, hand me the receipts. Some of my receipts are on this live right now as we speak. And I'm not bragging. I'm just trying to weed out the bullshit. So we can get to the real change in this world instead of people that's pretending to change it. Got too many people pretending on social media. Everybody got a microphone. It's not somebody you need to be listening to. I'm just being real. I can promise you, whoever that person is you pulling up to can't show you a single life that they didn't change. Not one. All right, let's get into this live. Let's get into this live. We ain't even started yet. I appreciate you, Kev. I appreciate you, family. I appreciate you, Kev. And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is how you know you're self-aware. This is how you know you are self-aware. And Kev has told me that many times. Many times Kev has told me that. I don't give myself a positive stroke. Christy, I appreciate that, beloved. I don't give myself a positive stroke. I don't give myself a positive stroke. My ego doesn't become inflated because I've dismantled it already. And I can sit there and know that Kev has said that to me many times and know that he's speaking from his heart when he says that. And I'm like, you know what, beloved? That's wonderful. And one day he gonna be walking through, he'll be in an airport somewhere, I'll be in an airport somewhere, and we're gonna embrace, and it's gonna be unconditional love flowing all through that airport, and we're gonna celebrate that moment, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So many times when I'm walking through an airport, I hear coach. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm just in the mall or in the airport on my way to somewhere to go do some speaking again. Coach, from way on the other side of the airport somewhere. And we have our moment and it's beautiful. And that's what it's all about, you guys. That's what it's all about. I'm telling you right now, the greatest gift that you could ever receive from any human being is not a Rolls Royce. It's not some new Chanel bag. It's not some car. I promise you. The greatest gift that you can ever receive from another human being is having that person tell you, you changed my life. I never get tired of hearing that. It does something to me that no car has ever done, no bag has ever done, no vacation has ever done. That's what you're doing it for. That's that moment that you're waiting for. I'm telling you now, that the feeling from that Rolls Royce is going to come and go. Trust me, I done had a few of them. I'm telling you. The feeling from that Louis Vuitton bag is going to come and go. Trust me when I tell you. The feeling from that new hairstyle or that new Chanel purse is going to come and go. I tell you. But that feeling right there when that person tells you that, it's going to last you for the rest of your life. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It never goes away. And in that moment, God gives you an opportunity to know what he feels like every moment of the day. He's just giving you an opportunity to know what he feels like. And then you become hungry for that. And then you start chasing that. And you start pursuing that. Because that's what it's all about. I want more of that, not more cars, not more houses, not more jewelry, not more this. No, I want more of those moments when I've lived my purpose. I've taken my purpose to such a place where it's unlocking people and it's doing what it was created to do, what it was designed to do. That's what it's all about, you guys. I'm telling you, it's what it's all about, man. We got it all twisted. All right, let's get busy, getting busy. Again, you guys, do me a favor. Let's get the lights up so we can get the medicine out. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories. Rhonda, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Cat lover, so good to see you. Red's in the building. What's up, beloved? So good to see you. Yeah, we haven't even started the live, Red. We got so much to cover. What's up, Lynn? Icy Lynn, so good to see you. Again, you guys, do me a favor. Beaver, so good to see you. Chris, I appreciate that. Becky, so good to see you. Let's go. Let's get busy. We got a lot. Sabrina, let's go. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Shauna's in the building. Let's go, Shauna. Winnett's in the building. Let's get it. Emotions versus opinions. Do you guys know the difference between the two? This is really important. Emotions versus opinions. And then we're going to really dive deep. But I want to start here. This is just an appetizer. Emotions versus opinions. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be surprised. I appreciate that, beloved. Thank you. Let's get busy. Can I tell you what the problem is? Watch this, Tar. Let me tell you what the problem is. Your emotions decide the facts. That's the problem. Your emotions decide what the facts are. Did you know that? That's a catastrophic problem. That's not just a problem. That's a catastrophic problem. And when you lack self-awareness, you don't realize that. Your emotions decide what the facts are. Nothing else. People don't argue about the truth. They only argue about their opinions and perspectives. That's it. You have never been in an argument in the history of your life about the truth. People don't argue about the truth because the truth is never contained in the argument. I'm arguing my opinion. I'm arguing my perspective, not the truth. Because the truth can only be experienced. And 9 times out of 10, wherever you are, the truth is not there. The event happened somewhere else. You may be arguing in your apartment. You may be arguing in your home. You may be arguing at the office. You may be arguing in the car with that person. But the reason why you're arguing is because the truth is not available to you at that time. The truth isn't even, the truth is not in the car. When you sitting there driving and arguing with this person about it, it's not in there. That's why you arguing. Because if the truth was there, you would be able to experience it. But because you can't experience it, the only thing that you can experience is that person's opinion or perspective, and they can only experience your own. So we sitting here, we've been in the car for an hour arguing, and the truth is not in the argument. It's never contained in the argument. The truth can only be cited. I can be in a full-blown argument with you and cite the truth, but I can't give you the truth, not through words alone. You don't have that kind of power. There's not a person on the planet that has that kind of power. Nobody can give you the truth through words alone. For example, just in case you're struggling with it right now. For example, if we're out in the middle of the desert right now, let's say you've never seen the ocean in your life. Okay, we're in the middle of the desert and you've never seen the ocean in your life. We having a full-blown argument about the ocean. I've seen the ocean, but you never have. When I'm speaking to you, you're not getting wet in that moment. You don't smell the ocean through my words. You can't feel the temperature of the water through my words. So when I'm sitting here arguing with you, I'm actually not giving you anything. I'm arguing my perspective. I'm arguing my opinion, But I'm not arguing the truth because I've got to take you to the ocean and then there's nothing to argue about. And that's what now look at how foolish that is. But that's what we're doing when we're in these arguments with people. You're arguing something that you can never prove because the truth doesn't need proof. It doesn't need evidence. It needs to be experienced. The reason why you're arguing is because the truth is not available. And when you lack self-awareness, you don't even realize that. In your mind, you think you're telling the truth, but you're not. You're only citing the truth. We can cite the truth, but we can never deliver it through words alone. And once I fully mastered that, once I fully understood that, Destiny, what's up, beloved? Once I fully mastered and understood that, I stopped arguing with people. That's the whole message. That's the whole point of the message. Stop arguing with people. If the truth is not available, because if the truth is available in that moment, then there's nothing to argue about. You can see it. You can experience it. But if you're sitting here arguing it, no matter, and let me tell you why you don't argue it, because whatever that person is arguing from their emotion, they're arguing from their programming and conditioning. It's pointless for you to sit and even engage in that conversation because you're not going to take them anywhere. They're holding on to a belief and they're defending the belief, even if the belief is false. Even if it's false. And then their ego gets so involved that even if they know they're wrong, they're going to really double down. That ego is going to make them double down, even when they know they dead ass wrong. I said dead ass. Or that ego going to really make you double down. Let me say this. Even when you win the argument, you lose it. Did you guys know that? Even when you win the argument, you lose it. Somebody tell me how. See, this is the part. This is the part of awareness that you don't that most people don't understand. The argument is not what you want to win, but to your ego, you trying to win the argument, but you lose the person. Yeah, you won the argument, but you lost the person. So what did you gain? God told you the reason why you lose the argument. When you win it, you lose it. Let me tell you how. Because you've injured the person. Turn your awareness up. You've injured the person. Emotionally, they are injured. Mentally, they are injured. You created resentment in the person in that moment. And you the only one don't see it because you let your ego hold the steering wheel of who you are. You've injured they pissed off or they boiling on the inside. You feel good. Because you made your little point, but you lost the person and you created resentment in them. Now, every time they see you, you trigger them. You trigger that fight that you won. But due to your lack of self-awareness, you don't realize that. You only focus on you pounding your chest in that moment. I told them, but you lost them at the same time. Yeah, you told them, but you also lost them. So what'd you gain? When you become unconditional love, you don't want to win. I don't want to win when it comes to my students. I don't want to win. I want us both to walk away more enlightened. That's awareness, where we can both walk away more enlightened, where there's no egos involved in the conversation. I'm not looking to win against my students. I don't want to win. If me winning means I gotta lose one of them, then I've lost more than I won. If me winning means that they walk away wounded or injured, then I lose more than I actually gained. You don't see that? Be careful when you jump in that next argument. Be careful when it's someone you claim you love. Be careful with that. When you feel all of that emotion coming on, be careful. Put yourself in park. Call a timeout. Just like they do in basketball. Why do you think they call it in basketball? They call a timeout in basketball because they lose it. That's why you call a timeout. You call a timeout in life. Timeout. Time out. We're getting ready to lose the game here. Let's revisit this conversation an hour from now, tomorrow, a few days from now, let's revisit it. When we've cooled down, when we've calmed down. That part right there, beloved, when we've had a chance to breathe. And I promise you, go for a walk. Just go for a walk. Go put some music on and go for a walk and revisit that conversation a couple hours later. And I promise you, you'll have a totally different perspective. But if you don't call that timeout, just like in basketball, if they don't call that timeout, they get ready to lose the game. Same thing in life. If you don't call that timeout, you get ready to lose that person. And I don't mean you're going to lose them for life. I mean, you're going to lose some part of them emotionally, some part of them psychologically. That's what I'm saying. That makes sense? We just shadow boxing. We're just shadow boxing. Yeah, I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to lose anything. And I didn't have to. Now, if it's different if I lose somebody through other means, but if I didn't have to, I don't want to. So one more time. People don't argue about the truth. They only argue their opinions and perspectives. The truth can only be cited, but never expressed through words alone. And if you don't understand that if you don't understand the emotions that exist within you, then you'll never be able to see a fact clearly or accurately. If you don't understand how your emotions work, then you also don't understand how the facts work, because the fact is being created from the emotion. The emotion is what creates what you call a fact, because you become emotional about it. Anything that you call a fact is backed by emotion. Anything that you call a fact, underneath it is some emotion, some belief that you have. That's why you calling it a fact. That's why when somebody challenges your fact, you get so upset. Why do you get upset? Because your emotions are attached to it. That's why you defend it. Somebody talks about your favorite football team. In your mind, you think your favorite football team is the best team. Okay, I get that part. That's a fact, but that's only a fact in your mind. When somebody challenges that fact, you feel scarred. You feel almost disrespected. You feel like you have to defend your position. Why? Because your facts come from your emotions. And if I don't understand my emotions, how will I ever understand the facts? How do I understand how the facts in my life have been created if I don't understand how my emotions work? Think about what I'm saying. Everything right now that you call a fact, including the religion that you support, everything that you call a fact is created by some emotion that you have. Your emotions are what creates what you call facts. Facts don't matter. The facts don't matter when you don't understand the emotion. They don't matter at all. Especially when you're talking to someone that lacks self-awareness. Let me tell you why. Because what they call a fact is really only something that they feel deeply emotional about. Everything that you call a fact is something that you feel deeply emotional about. And just because you call it a fact doesn't mean that it's a fact in the mind of someone else. It's only a fact in your mind. That part right there, Empress. Just look at religion. When a person is talking about their religion, they're not giving you facts. They're giving you their emotions and their opinions. Look at it. Every single person that you talk about their religion, they're not giving you facts. They're giving you their emotions. They're giving you their opinions. And the combination of the two creates the fact. And they will defend that violently if they have to. And when you lack self-awareness, you don't understand that. That's why you don't challenge people's facts. Because when you challenge their fact, you challenge their beliefs, you challenge their emotions. And in that moment, you're going to see a version of that person that's going to blow your mind. See, when you become self-aware, the self-aware teacher or master or the master of self understands that. I don't want to challenge anything that you believe. I don't want to challenge your facts because I'm going to get a version of you that I don't want to experience. That's why people get in arguments. That's why people get in fights. I'm giving you the reason why people get in arguments and fights, because they're both defending some different fact, never realizing that the fact is really just an emotion and an opinion combined. Your emotions coupled with your opinions creates everything you call a fact. Emotions and opinions equal facts. I don't want the fact. I just want the truth. You can keep the fact. I just want the truth. That part right there. Yeah, you want the transparency. Good call out. Yeah, you want the transparency. Do me a favor, you guys. Let's get the likes up so we can get the medicine out. I appreciate that, Alana. I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate that. Let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Do me a favor and share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. Share the live to your stories if you haven't already done so. And I'm only telling you guys this so that when you navigate the world, let people believe what they want to believe. Stop needing people to believe what you believe. Please. You're going to save yourself so much stress and so much worry and so much anxiety and so much upset if you would just let people believe what they want to believe. Just leave them alone. Whatever they're hanging on to, let them hang on to it. Because whatever they're hanging on to, one more time, underneath all of that is the emotion. You think in your mind, you think you arguing the facts. No, you're injuring the emotion. And when you injure the emotion, you're injuring their identity. Now they're going to come out roaring like a lion. All of a sudden, what started out as a simple conversation has turned into some heated debate. And nobody's winning because nobody's arguing the truth. You guys are both just arguing your opinions and your emotions. You're arguing your perspectives. So I'm just telling you guys just to save yourself so much stress and anxiety and anger and all of that. Let people believe what they want to believe. Whatever you want to, if it's working for you, keep believing it. That's what I tell people. I don't need you to believe what I believe. I don't need that. There was a time now, I'm trying to get everybody to see the world through my eyes. I was stressed out all the time. We always want people to see the world the way we see it. No, let people see it how they see it. Because even if you could get that person to see, they can't see the way you see. See, that's what makes you unique, beloved. You have unique programming and conditioning. There isn't a person on the planet that sees the world the way you do. Nobody does. That's what makes you special. I'm giving you God's truth right now. That's what makes you special. Your vision was created from your experiences. Your vision was created from your programming and conditioning. Your vision was created from your pain, from your suffering, from the childhood wound. All of that is what gives you your vision. I'm not talking about sight. Sight is what you see with your eyes. I'm talking about vision is what you see with your mind. So when you look out in the world, nobody sees it the way you do. Nobody has your unique perspective. Nobody. Man, the person walking that sees the world the way you do, and that's what makes you special. That's why two people can look at the same thing and get two totally different perspectives. I promise you right now, I can take you to Neiman Marcus right now and pick up a fragrance and be like, smell that fragrance. Oh, this is the best fragrance in the world. To me, it's the best fragrance in the world to me. But when I hand it to you, you may be like, oh, I don't really like that, coach. Well, why don't you like it? I love it. But why don't you like it? Because your programming and conditioning is different, which means that your senses are different, your tastes are different, your perspectives are different. I've got to honor that. I'm getting all upset. I don't understand why you don't like what I like. But I don't understand you. That's the reason why I'm saying that. That's the reason why I would be upset or frustrated with you. No different if we walk to a restaurant right now. We walk into a 5-star restaurant. I ordered the chicken, you ordered the fish. Why didn't you order the fish like me? Because you're not me. And the point that I'm trying to get you guys is honor people for what they are. Honor them for who they are. Honor them, let them believe what they want to believe if it's working for them. Let people be who and what they are. Focus on you getting to the top of your mountain. That's the only goal. There ain't no other goal. And if people want to follow you up your mountain, wonderful. And if they choose to go this way, let them go that way. And you're just going to take so much stress and so much worry and so much anxiety out of your life if you would just accept people as they are, not as you imagine them to be. I'm telling you, so much stress, gone. All my stress, gone. Worry, gone. Anxiety, gone. Suffering, gone. Because I just let everything be what it is. I don't need anything to be anything for me so that I can be happy or so that I can love myself or so that I can feel like I'm enough or so that I can feel like I'm successful. I don't use the mirrors of other people to gain my worth. My worth has to come from me. Worth has to come from you. Value has to come from you. You can't keep borrowing it from people that don't know who they are. Hang on, you guys. Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the radical acceptance. I'm glad you brought up the radical acceptance, but I'm gonna get into that later. I'll get into that later. Let me dive into what I actually came here to dive into. Because we're gonna run out of time, and I'm gonna still be. There's so many things I can talk about, but we're gonna run out of time, man. And let me focus on what I need to be focusing on. God said, "Go talk about the message. Go talk about the message." Here's another thing. Most people don't reject God. They reject the version of them they were taught. I struggled with this, you guys. I struggled with this. I'm telling you now, this was a big one for me. Let me say that one more time. Most people don't reject God. What they reject is the version of God they were taught. And I struggled with that because I was coming in contact with atheists. I was coming in contact with agnostics. I was coming in contact with all of these people that just didn't believe in God. And so I would sit and I would have these conversations with him, and I was so angry. Like I would get so angry trying to defend him. And he was like, what are you defending? They don't know me. How can they reject what they don't know? If they knew me, they wouldn't reject me. They've never had the opportunity to meet me. How do you dislike what you've never seen? How do you dislike what you've never met? How do you dislike what you've never had an opportunity to get to know? They haven't discovered me yet. They've only discovered someone else's version of me, my son. You're fine. Stop stressing yourself out. That's what he told me. That's what he told me. All of my anger went away. So when you see that, I don't believe in God, you don't believe in the version of him that somebody told you. I wouldn't either. I don't blame you. That's what I tell them. I don't blame you. I do. I straight agree with them. The moment they tell me that I don't believe in God, I don't blame you, baby. The version of him that you carry in your mind right now, I wouldn't believe in it either, because it's not who he is. So you are 100% right by not believing in him. Somebody, when you came into this world, somebody deposited that version of him. Their concept of him got deposited in you, and you are rejecting their concept, not him. You're rejecting their concept. That's no different than if a person never met you before. There are people that have never met you before that don't like you. Newsflash, truth is at the door. I said there are people walking on the face of this earth right now that do not like you. And the reason why they don't like you is because they're borrowing who they think you are from someone else. There was somebody that you cut out of your life. There was somebody that you let go of. There was someone that you stopped dealing with. And that person, when people talk to other individuals, we always seem to very conveniently leave out the part in the story where we screwed up. Oh, we become masters at that. We are masters at leaving out the part in the story where we messed up, where we fumbled that person. No, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. And so there's somebody in your life that you had to cut off for whatever the reason. You just got tired of that person. And that person knows someone. And that someone that they know sit and listen to the person that you had to cut off vent for hours. And because they had an emotional attachment to the person you cut off, they didn't like you as well, but they never met you. They have never seen you face to face, had never sat in a room with you, never had coffee or tea or drinks with you, never had anything, but they don't like you. But they don't like the concept of you. It's not that they don't like the real you, because they never met the real you. They've only met the concept of you that came from the mind of some other person. Well, it's no different with God. When that person is saying they don't like him, they don't like the concept of him that they heard from somebody else. He's like, it's not me that they talk. They're not even talking about me. They're talking about a concept of me. Same thing with you. The person doesn't like you because they never experienced you. Watch this right here. Watch this right here, beloved. Chris, watch this right here, Chris. Watch this right here. The day that person that doesn't like you because of the person that you had to cut off, they're going to meet you somewhere. It might be at a party, it might be at a Starbucks, it might be at a gas station, and they're going to love you. And then they're going to fully understand because they had an opportunity to meet you. They were only borrowing someone else's belief about who they thought you were. That was it. Oh, man, you ain't nothing like what I thought. That's what they're going to tell you. Man, you ain't nothing like what I thought. Man, you cool as hell. Man, da-da-da-da-da. It's because of that individual had poisoned their mind. And that's what I'm saying. So once I fully understood that, the only thing that matters is that you know who God is. It doesn't matter what other people think they know. Stop trying to rescue people from their opinions about who they think he is. If they have an opinion about him, they don't know him. You got to have knowing. You can't have opinions. You can't have I think stories and concepts of him. No, you don't know him if you're only looking at him through a concept. And you haven't discovered him if you haven't discovered yourself. How'd you discover him and you haven't discovered you? See, that's the key. That's how I know. If you don't know who you are, then you don't know who he is, because he lives in you. His address is inside of you. His address is not in heaven. His address is not in some billboard somewhere. His address is not on the other side of the world. His address exists where you are. Where can I find God? Wherever you standing. That's his address. His address is wherever your address is. So the moment you get in the car going looking for him in some building, the moment you get in the car going to look for him in some church, you already pulled up to the wrong address. The moment you pull up to the church, you pulled up to the wrong address. I need to say that in Spanish. You need it in Chinese. You need it in French. What language you need it in so that you'll fully understand it. That's the reason why we can't find him, because we're too busy looking somewhere else. That's why you can't find him. The seeker and what is sought are one and the same. The seeker and what is sought is one and the same. The moment you go looking, it's because you don't know who you are. The seeker and what is sought are one and the same. You're looking for consciousness with consciousness. You're looking for awareness with awareness. You're looking for God, and the very thing that you're looking to discover is the thing that's doing the looking. It's the only place you're going to find him, Cash. If you haven't found him within, you'll never find him without. Care how much looking you do. Once you discover him within, you're going to see him everywhere. If you never discover him within, you'll never see him. You'll only see a concept of him, and that's what we're looking for. Nothing fits into a concept. You, most importantly. I can't fit you into a concept. How can I fit God into one and I can't fit you into one? No human being on the planet can be conceptualized. So if I can't fit you into a concept and I can't, how can I possibly fit God into one? Just help me understand. The moment you start thinking, you already lost. How can I do that? Because your thinking, he's not in your thinking. He's not a part of your thinking. Thinking is the lowest form of one of your senses. It's the lowest form. There's no value in your thinking, because your thinking is everything you've already experienced. So if you're thinking about him, how are you experiencing him? You got to set thinking down. That's the problem. Your thinking is what creates all the problems. And the average person doesn't understand that you can shut that off. You got to shut thinking off. There's too much noise. There's too much mental chatter going on. You are not the voice inside of your head. Stop listening to it. It's only the voice of all of your programming and conditioning. It's only the voice of all of your wounds. It's only the voice of all of your suffering. It's only the voice of every single experience that you've had leading up to this moment. Stop listening to the voice. It's not who you are. One more time, most people don't reject God. They only reject the version of God that they were taught. God is the most understood. God is the most misunderstood word in human history. God is the most misunderstood word in the history of mankind. Most of us were taught that God is this distant being in the sky, watching, judging, controlling everything you do. However, the idea is very convenient for people who try to sell you religion. So convenient for them. And let me tell you why. Because a distant God is easy to obey. A distant God means that they don't have to give you any evidence of his existence. Just believe. I can't provide a single fiber of evidence. I just need you to have faith. And what I need you to have faith in is that I know more about him than you do. That I'm the bridge to him. That you can get to him if you come to me. But here's the truth. God is closer to you than your own breath. God is closer to you than your own thoughts. God is closer to you than what you call the self. He's closer to you than all of that. And the only way that you can discover him is going inside of you. No person can take you where you already are. How can I take you to where you already are? How can I help you discover something that's not outside of you? How to do it? How can I do it? That's why the whole art to unlocking who you really are is eliminating the ego personality, eliminating your programming and conditioning, getting on the other side of your story, eliminating all of the fears and the worries and the doubts that we project on ourselves, the programming conditioning being gone, the wounds, healing yourself from your wounds, understanding that every single person is your mirror when you meet that person. That's what this is all about. That's what it's all about. Self-awareness is not about addition. Self-awareness is about subtraction. I've got to subtract my ego personality. I have to subtract my programming and conditioning. I have to subtract my persona. I have to subtract all of the masks I wear. I have to subtract not living out of my authenticity. Self-awareness is not about what you add. Self-awareness is about what you subtract. You don't become more self-aware by adding more information to yourself. That's your ego tricking you. It's making you think that you need to go learn something new. No, you got to start with subtraction first. Let me eliminate what's already there. Then I can start adding new things to myself. But let me clean the house first. What's the point in going buying new furniture if your house is dirty? So self-awareness is not about addition, it's about subtraction. You lack self-awareness because of what's already there, beloved. There's things that need to be subtracted that's keeping you disconnected from your divinity and keeping you from understanding who you really are, keeping you from living out of unconditional love. That part right there, Lena. Yeah, self-awareness, but just your ego. Oh, you need to go read this book. You need to go over here and listen to this live. You need to go over here and listen to this person over here. You need to go over here and buy this. You need to go do that. You need to go to this seminar. So it's keeping you chasing your own tail that you'll never catch. That's why I tell my students all the time, I can't take you anywhere because you're already there. Anywhere that I would take you, you're already there. We got to subtract what's there first. Once we subtract what's there, because who you are at your essence, you came into this world as unconditional love. You came into this world as happiness. You came into this world as peace, joy, and abundance. Okay, what happened to all of that? Things got piled on top of it. People started programming you and placing their fears on top of you and placing their doubts on top of you and placing religion on top of you and placing pain on top of you and their wounds on top of you and their limitations on top of you. You got all these things piled on top of you, but buried underneath all of that is the real you. Now, we don't want you to go back to that childlike state. No, that's not what I'm saying. You'll start to see the world with that same love and that same energy and that same passion you had as a child, but you're seeing the world through the eyes of the adult. That's awareness. Where I don't need anyone to be anything for me. See, when you came into the world, you didn't need anyone to be anything for you. You didn't need people to validate you. You didn't need people to believe in you. You didn't need people to love in you. When the last time you seen a baby need somebody to love it? We love the baby because the baby is love. The baby reminds us of something that we have within us internally. It makes us want to be better, but it never asks us to be better because the baby is the closest thing to God in that moment. That's why you feel what you feel. But the baby isn't asking you for anything, and the baby doesn't need anything other than the basic care. Basic, I said. We train the baby to start comparing itself. We start projecting who we are onto the child. We start projecting religion and you should be this and you should go that. And then the baby starts to lose their authenticity. Their authenticity gets cracked. When their authenticity gets cracked, here comes this persona now. And they never go back to being who they were. And every limitation that you have and everything that you didn't get to be and everything that you didn't get to do, you project that onto that baby. All of the things that you never got to become. That's why that father will push that baby into football or push that baby into karate, because those are all the things that the father didn't get to do. So he pushes that baby, and because that baby wants that love, that baby wants that affection and that attention from the father, they go and do it, not because that's what they wanted to do from their essence, but because they wanted to please the father or the mother or the fill in the blank. And in that moment, the baby understands, I have to perform to get love. I have to perform to get this. I have to perform to get that. It's all performance now. That's what you've been doing. You perform for love. You perform for affection. You perform for attention. You perform for validation, not because you're some bad person, but because you were programmed to do that since birth. You've been performing, and you've been a performer longer than you've been the authentic version of yourself. That's why it's so difficult for you to love yourself unconditionally. You don't know how, because everything for you is a performance. Not because you're some bad person, not because you're broken, but because that's how you were trained. That's how you were programmed. You got trained to be who you are right now. If you look back over your life, you'll see it. We got programmed and conditioned to need people. Need them for what, coach? For validation, for approval, to clap for us. Think about what I'm saying. If you can walk into an arena right now and crush it. I'm talking about you deliver some speech. I'm talking about you lit it up. And if those people don't clap for you, you're going to feel bad. Sit here and tell me I'm lying to you. That's programming and conditioning. I said you can walk into an arena right now with 50,000 people, deliver the best speech I'm talking about, you crushed it. Couldn't have done better than you did. And at the end of your speech, if those people don't clap for you, you're going to feel terrible. Why didn't they clap for me? That's your programming and conditioning speaking, beloved. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You need other people to clap for you, to cheer for you, to tell you good job. Not because you're some bad person. That's not your fault. I'm saying this because it's not your fault. I'm saying that happened to you because that's a part of your programming condition. If I walk into an arena today as the self-aware version of myself and I crush it, I don't need them to clap for me. Let me tell you the story that I'm going to tell myself. Whether they clap or not, I murdered that. That's what I'm gonna tell me. I crushed that. I don't give a damn if you clap or not. See, because that's me getting my validation from me. But if you go watch people and nobody claps for that person, nobody cheers for that person, they punish themselves. They're gonna punish themselves. My clap is 10,000 times louder than yours will ever be. I promise you, my clap is so loud, I won't be able to hear yours over mine. But that's because I've done the work on myself, and everything comes from me now. I don't borrow my validation from people. I don't borrow my beliefs from people. I don't borrow love from people. I don't have to borrow things from people anymore. But that's what we've been programmed and conditioned to do. We've been programmed and conditioned to need people, for applause, for approval, for validation, to say that we've made it. Think about what I'm saying. Nobody shows up to your graduation. Tell me right now with a straight face, you're not going to feel bad. If you just put yourself through 4 years of college and nobody shows up to your graduation, tell me you're not going to punish yourself. Tell me that you're not going to feel bad. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just showing you the programming and conditioning. Now, if you're self-aware, you might say, no, coach, I might not feel bad, but that's only because you've done the work. But there was a time when you would have. Because there was a time when I did it. My dad wasn't coming to my basketball games. I felt terrible. I crushed it, dropped 30 that night. But I won't give myself the praise unless somebody else tells me good job. That's suffering.
That's all I'm saying. Again, let's get the likes up, you guys, so that we can get the medicine out. Yeah, but beyond that's suffering because everything is coming from somebody else. So, I mean, what's your role? If everything comes from everybody else, then what is your role? How are you powerful if everything is coming from the next person? That's all I'm saying. If everything is coming from the next person, how are you powerful? What if I told you that everything that you have ever been taught about who you are is dead wrong? What if I told you that everything you have ever been taught about yourself throughout the history of your life is dead wrong? I'm talking like two left shoes wrong. Just wrong. How can I possibly get to the right place if I got the wrong instructions? Just help me understand. How can I possibly get to the right place if I'm starting out with the wrong instructions? I'm talking about my instructions was wrong from the gate. I'm talking to my students right now. Chris, I need you to lock in. Red, D, Sefe, I need you guys to lock in. Rhonda, Tara, I need you to lock in. Tara, just that piece that I sent you from earlier. I need you guys to lock in. Lock in, please. Lock in, please. Divine, lock in. Lock in. Deborah, Alana, lock in. Lock in. This is going to change the way you see yourself for life. Kev, lock in. Here we go. There's actually scientific proof that humans are not physical beings. But it's funny to me. It's crazy to me how they don't push that in school. I'm talking about this is what they already know. I'm not giving you my opinion right now. My opinion is not important. I'm getting ready to give you pure facts, universal truth right now, scientific proof and evidence that you are something that you can't even imagine, but they're not pushing that. See, that's what pisses me off. They ain't got no problem telling you everything that you're not. They gonna tell you that all day long. They will flood you all day long with everything that you are not. But when it comes to what you are, we're gonna be quiet. Let them discover it on their own. I'm gonna look for something that I don't know exists. You don't have a problem telling me what's wrong with me. You don't have a problem telling me what's broken. You don't have a problem giving me all these medications on TV. Y'all running medication commercials every 5 minutes on TV. You don't have a problem doing that. But when it comes to what I really am, are we quiet now? We don't have a budget for that. We don't want the world to know that. That pisses me off more than anything else. There ain't a lot that can get to me. That gets to me. When it comes to God's children and how people treat them, you're going to see a different side of me. I promise you. You're going to see a different side of me. That's the only thing that will light me up. That right there. I appreciate the gifts, beloved. Here's what I need my students to understand. It don't matter what everybody else understands. Here's what I need you guys to understand. Nothing in our universe is physical or solid. Nothing. I said nothing, and then put a trillion more nothings behind that. Nothing in our universe right now as we speak, you most importantly, is physical
or solid. Nothing. I'm going to break this down to you like you're 5 years old, not because you're not intelligent, beloved, because it's too expensive for you not to understand what I'm saying. The cost is too severe for you not to understand what I'm saying, because I want to impress you with some big words. We ain't got time for big words. I need you to get this. So I'm going to break it down to you like you 5. Let me tell you what they discovered. Let me tell you what they discovered. Quantum physics and quantum physicists discovered that everything is fundamentally made up of atoms. Rock with me here. If you got a pen or a pencil, use your phone, write this down. Okay, just write the word atoms down. That's all I want you to write down. Just write the word atoms down. This is important. Everything is made up of atoms. You most importantly. I want you to just focus on you right now. Don't think about the world. Get out of group think. Just think about yourself. Okay, this is so important. This might be the most important thing I ever teach you guys. Everything in our universe is made up of atoms as well. So you are completely made up of atoms, but everything in our universe is made up of atoms. You are, the universe is. You are I didn't say you are made up of a different type of atom than the universe. It's not what I said. The very atoms that makes you who you are in this moment are the very atoms that built the sun, are the very atoms that's responsible for that moon being out there. It's the very atoms that's responsible for every creature on the planet, or the very atoms that's responsible for every tree, river, ocean you see. It's the same atoms. Nothing is any different. We don't have different type of atoms for white people than we do for black people. It's all the same. So everything in our universe is made up of atoms. Watch this. But what are atoms made up of? Catch this, beloved. If everything in our universe, coach, is made up of atoms, then what are atoms made up of? Quarks and leptons. Write that down. Pin that up there for me, Tara. Pin that up there for me, beloved. Okay. Write that down. Those are the only 3 things you need to know about this whole universe. As vast as this universe is, those are the only 3 things that you need to know. That's it. You're going to have full mastery on how this whole universe is created just by those 3 things right there. The combination of those 3 things right there is what you are. The combination of those 3 things right there is what built the sun. The combination of those 3 things right there is what created the whole universe. The combination of those 3 things right there is responsible for everything you see. The combination of the 3. So one more time, everything in our universe is made up of atoms, but what are atoms made up of? Quarks and leptons. But what are quarks and leptons? Pure energy. What are quarks and leptons? Pure energy. What are quarks and leptons? Pure energy. Quarks and leptons are fast-moving points of energy. In fact, they move at such a high rate of speed that it's humanly impossible for you to see them. They move at such a high rate of speed that your eyes don't have the ability to see them. So when you're looking at a person, what you're looking at is the atoms, the quarks, and the leptons, the combination of the 3, but your eyes can't see that, beloved. And because your eyes can't see that, it creates an image of what it thinks it's seeing. You can't see that person as the energy form that they are. You can only see what your eyes are allowing you to see, but your eyes are creating that image. It's not who they are. You have never seen a person for who they really are because it's humanly impossible from the perspective of your eyes to be able to see that. Your eyes can't see that. So if your eyes can't see that, what are you seeing? You're standing there looking at God. Man, if you don't listen to me, set your programming and conditioning down and listen to what I'm saying to you. Set your ego down and listen to what I'm saying to you. Set what you think you know down and learn something new. When you're looking at that person, you don't have the ability to see them in their purest form. You can't. Your eyes won't allow it. Because that person is the combination, and I'm talking about a level of intelligence. The energy that they are is a level of intelligence that would blow your mind. There's nothing to measure it against. So when you're looking at that person, you're looking at the combination of the quarks, the leptons, the quarks and the leptons and the atoms combined. Which is the same energy that's responsible for creating everything in our universe currently. That's what you're looking at. But because your eyes can't see that because they're operating at such a high rate of speed, you only see this image. Your eyes create the illusion of this person standing in front of you. But you're not seeing them for who they are. You're only seeing what you imagine them to be. You're looking at the creator of the universe. That energy is no different than all of the energy that created the universe. The God energy that created the universe. You're sitting there looking at it. But you can't see it because you're going off of your programming and conditioning. You're going off of religion. You're going off of what society has programmed you to see. So you don't see it. Right in front of you. You're looking at God right in front of you and you don't see it. Because you have a concept in your mind. Somebody programmed you to see him through a concept. The same energy that's responsible for creating this universe, you're standing in front of it and you're the only one don't see it. Our eyes lack the ability to see it. It's there, but we don't see it. And if you could see it, if you could develop the ability to see it, you would drop to your knees and you would weep. You would weep. You were in his presence the entire time and you didn't see it. Because you've been programmed to see him through some image. Right now, if I tell you to picture God in your mind, there's an image there. There's some image that you got picked up from some book or some person or some church or whatever. You got some image in your mind. That's what's going to pop up. So you won't see it. Not because it's not there, but because your own mind won't allow you to see. I'm giving you science right now. I'm like, this is not my opinion. This is not theology. This is not religion. So what am I saying? Listen, that energy that you are, beloved, it can't be hurt. That energy that you are can't be destroyed. That energy that you are has never been abused. That energy that you are has never been disrespected. That energy that you are has never been taken advantage of, has never been manipulated, has never been touched inappropriately. Never. You can't hurt it. It doesn't die because it was never born. That's what I need you to understand. It can't die because it was never born. It's immortal. Now, I'll give you the fact that this host body can. This host body will expire over time, but you are going to be given so many of these, countless versions of these. Let me run through this real fast. One more time. Everything in the universe is made up of atoms. What are atoms made up of? Quarks and leptons. But what are quarks and leptons made up of? Pure energy. Quarks and leptons are the fast moving points of pure energy. In fact, they move at such a high rate of speed that it's humanly impossible for you to see them. That's why you can't appreciate what you're seeing, because you can't see it. So that means that at the fundamental core of an atom, and therefore the fundamental core of everything in the universe, you most importantly, there's no material there. Your eyes are seeing something solid only because the quarks and leptons and atoms are moving, and that energy is moving so quickly, your eyes don't have the ability to see it. They can't comprehend what they're seeing. So your eyes create an image of what it thinks it sees. So when you look at a person, you're really only seeing your reflection. You're projecting you onto them. You're projecting your image of them onto them. You're projecting everything onto them. Because what they really are, you can't see. And I don't mean you can't see it because you're a bad person or you're not smart or you're not talented enough. It has nothing to do with any of that. Nobody can see that. Energy is only transformed. So the spirit being that you are is pure energy. And spirit was given a physical body to carry out a very specific function here on earth. That's why you're here. You are not a human being that has a spirit. You are a spirit that was given a human being. Big difference. Let me say that one more time. You are not a human being that has a spirit. You are a spirit that was given a human being to carry out a very specific purpose here on earth. It's your transportation system. That's it. Your physical body is only your transportation system for the spiritual being that is you. Why? Because your energy. You can't create impact if you show up as the energy, but your energy is felt in that moment. But everything is happening through your avatar. Everything is happening through this person that you call yourself, through your me. That's it right there. It's just a vehicle. That's it. So when you say, Coach, they hurt me, they touched me, they this me, they did that me. I get that part, and I'm not absolving anyone from doing whatever it is that they did, but the reality of the situation, beloved, is that they didn't. False. That's not true. It's just not true. All of your suffering is coming because you're identifying as the car. You're identifying as the vehicle. You're identifying as the physical body. So you're saying they did this to me and did that to me, but they didn't, beloved. That's where all of your suffering is coming from. You think someone did something to you, but they didn't. Now, I'm giving you science here. I'm giving you quantum physics here. I'm giving you what they already figured out about what you are, but they don't want to tell the world that. Of course they don't. It makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. They don't want people knowing what they are. All of your suffering is coming from what you believe to be true about yourself. All of your suffering is coming from what you believe to be true about something that happened to you. All of your suffering is coming from some story that you told yourself about something that happened in all of your yesterdays. That's what's hurting you. You keep telling yourself some story about some event or some experience that happened to you in some previous moment that never actually happened to you. That pure energy that you are came here to witness, came here to fix, came here to impart love on every single person that you see, not to seek it. It didn't come here for relationships, even though relationships are some of the benefits that we get to experience. But that's not the primary mission. The mission was to impart love, not to seek it, not to need it from everybody, because why would love be looking for itself? Why would love be looking for itself in someone else? The energy that you are is pure abundance. It's responsible for everything. Everything.
It's not missing anything. What's missing things is the character. The character misses things. Your persona misses things. Your ego misses things. Your programming and conditioning misses things, but not the spirit in you, who you really are. That energy misses nothing. It doesn't need anything. It's not missing anything. One more time, that energy, the energy that you are can never die because it was never born. Your physical body was born. Yes, I'll give you that. But the energy that you are was never born, so it can never die. It never dies. It's immortal. That's what's important for you to understand. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. This energy that is you, that persists forever, right? So this means that you're not some temporary flesh sack, right, that lives for 80 years and then dies. You are the same energy as everything in our universe. So this means that humans are purely eternal spiritual beings, and that physicality and solidity of everything is just some illusion. All of that is some illusion in your mind of you being this solid thing. That's an illusion of your thinking. Of someone else being this solid thing. That's an illusion of your thinking. Of you seeing something and thinking that it's solid. It's just an illusion of your thinking. You are the same energy that's responsible not only for everything that you see, but for every star, every planet, every sun, every moon, every galaxy. That's the point not to be missed. Let me say that one more time. That's the point I need you to really get. You are the same energy that's responsible not only for everything that you see, but also for every star, every planet, every sun, every moon, and every galaxy. You are a divine, immortal being. Now that your awareness has been expanded, now that your consciousness has been expanded, you have a choice. Right now in this moment, you have a choice. Let me tell you what the choice is. Right now, you got a choice. You can see yourself through the eyes of other people, or you can understand that I'm eternal. You can see yourself through your limitations, or you can walk around and understand that you are eternal. You can see yourself through your pain, or you can understand that you are a unique divine being. That choice is up to you. You can continue to project who you used to be onto the situation, or you can walk around this earth understanding that I am infinite. That is up to you. You got a choice to make right now. I just gave you the science on it. I'm giving you what quantum physicists know. I'm telling you what the reality and the truth of who you really are is. Now you got a choice to make, and I can't make it for you. And I promise I won't put my thumb on the scale either way. But whatever you choose to believe in this moment will determine the outcome of your life, will determine what you experience in life, will determine your quality of life. That part belongs to you. You can keep looking at yourself as just this tiny little physical being that you are, never realizing and understanding that you are the part of the creation of this entire universe, or you can continue to see yourself through yesterday's eyes. You can continue to see yourself through your programming and conditioning. You can continue to see yourself through your wounds and through your pain and never understand fully and wholly what you are. You got a choice to make. I just gave you the science behind it. You got a choice to make. You got a choice to make. You seeing yourself through what somebody else told you that you are. That's the problem. That's the problem. There are 5 spiritual contracts that we agree to before you ever arrive here. Did you guys know that? Now that I just broke down the fact that you're pure energy, that you're not this limited physical being that you think you are. Did you guys know that 5 spiritual contracts that every single person that's here, that's the only way you got here. I'm giving you my level of awareness. I'm giving you the level of awareness that I operate from. There are 5 spirit contracts your spirit chose before the birth of your physical body. Before you ever adopted this physical body, there were 5 spiritual contracts that you chose. Number 1, the parental contract. You didn't choose your parents for comfort. It's not why you chose them. You chose them for initiation. Their wounds, their limitations, and the fears were the exact pressure that your spirit needed to wake up. Number 2, the mirror contract. This is where your spirit reflects back to you other people that enter your life. Let me say that one more time. This is where your spirit reflects back to yourself through the other people that enter your life. So when other people are entering your life, your spirit is attracting certain people into your life to reflect you back to you, where you're strong, where you're weak, where you're loving yourself, where you're not loving yourself, where you've betrayed yourself, where you're not showing up for yourself, and all of these other things like that. And your spirit shows you what you love about yourself, but it also shows you what you don't like about yourself. And all of this is happening through the mirrors of other people. Number 3, the karmic partner contract. This is a spirit that you've met before, who's carrying unfinished business across lifetimes. This connection is intense and immediate, but it's not always meant to last. It's here to complete a cycle, not guarantee permanence. Once the lesson is learned, release becomes a part of the contract. Number 4, spirit teacher contract. I'm in this category. For some of you guys, this is the category that I'm in, and you'll understand it when I break it down. So number 4 is spirit teacher contract. Some spirits enter your life briefly, but change everything. Some spirits enter your life briefly, but they change everything. They arrive at the exact moment needed to activate the truth, a decision, or some new timeline. So it was almost like you were running out of road, right? With respect to, you knew something, there was more, you were just getting burnt out. Life was just becoming dull. It was numb. It was just, you felt like there was more, there was something there. And then boom, here comes this person. And when this person comes in, everything changed. When this person showed up, whoever that person might be for you. The category 4 people are critically important to your life and your purpose in life. You should always be eternally grateful for category 4 people because they are gifts that come directly from God. Every single person in category 4 is a direct gift from God to you. So you always honor the relationship. And your category 4 people can be many people. It could be a parent, it could be a grandparent, it could be a teacher, it could be a coach, it could be some martial arts instructor, it could be whoever, right? Many different people could be your category 4 people. Category number 5 is the sacred enemy contract. This particular spirit wounds you deeply. Some of you guys are going through this right now. Some of you guys are going through category 5 right now. Again, number 5 is the sacred enemy contract. This particular spirit wounds you deeply. I'm talking about deeply, but not to destroy you, but to return you to your sovereignty through betrayal, loss, and disloyalty. You needed that. You needed that. That person came in and they cut you like a knife, emotionally and psychologically, but you needed it. You needed that because that's what woke you up. You wouldn't have been awakened if that person hadn't come into your life. Man, you needed that.
Because once that happened, it changed the course of your life, right? It took you on some different path where you may have discovered a coach, you may have discovered some friend group, you may have discovered your purpose. It leads you to your purpose. The category 5 people come into your life and they hurt you so severely, but the hurt didn't happen to you. Remember, you're pure energy. So the hurt never happened to you directly. Did it happen to your physical body? Yes. Did it happen to your emotions? Yes, but you're none of those things. You're none of those things. Let's wake up. You're none of those things. So one more time. The category 5 people I feel are category 4 and 5 are really important. Again, the sacred enemy contract, this particular spirit wounds you deeply, not to destroy you. Okay. I appreciate that, beloved. I appreciate the gifts, you guys. Not to destroy you, but to return you to your sovereignty through betrayal, loss, and disloyalty. That's how you become powerful. You're becoming powerful because that person came into your life and cut you like a knife. Now you and it woke you up. It woke you up. The pain that you are experiencing right now has awakened you to everything that you weren't doing for yourself, how you weren't loving yourself, how you weren't showing up for yourself, how you weren't believing in yourself, all of the things that you accepted and tolerated that you never should have. You placing this person on on some pedestal, you accepting things that you never should have accepted. You're gonna sit there and tell me you haven't learned all of that? And you didn't learn it while they were in the relationship. You learned it when you got on the other side of the relationship. Once you stepped outside of that relationship, that's when it was reflected to you. But during that time, you were tolerating things you shouldn't have. You were settling for things. You was allowing this person to get away with things that you wouldn't allow them to get away with right now. There were so many things that you were putting up with that you shouldn't have. That you shouldn't have. But while you were in it, you couldn't see it. Once you got on the other side of it, now you fully understand it. And you are 1,000 times better because that person entered your life than had you would have been had they never showed up in your life at all. So you got to look at it and say, okay, well, is it a bad thing or was it a good thing? Come on, live in your truth right now. You are better today. Now, yeah, you may have took some bumps. You may have taken a few bruises. You may have some scratches on you, but you're going to heal from all of that. I promise you, you are going to heal from all of that. And the version of yourself that you're going to become on the other side of that healing is going to run circles around who you were when you were in that relationship. Boom. I'm telling you the truth. I said the version of yourself that you are going to be once you heal from the little scratches and the bruises that you received from that relationship. You're going to run circles around the version of yourself that you were in the relationship. That's what I'm saying. That's why the category 5 people are so important. So important, so important. So one more time. Again, the category 5 is it's a sacred enemy contract, this particular spirit. And God put that this particular spirit wounds you deeply, not to destroy you, but to return you through your sovereignty, right? To full power through betrayal, loss, disloyalty. They reveal where you had abandoned yourself and where your power truly lies. That's what they came to reveal, where you had been abandoning yourself. Some of you guys are on 5, and some of you guys, are on 4. You know what I'm saying? Where somebody has come into your life. Somebody came into your life. Some of you, who's on 4 and who's on 5 right now? Let me see. Some of you guys are in category 4, and some of you guys, somebody said 4 and 5. Cass said 4 and 5. Okay. Alana said 5. Alana, I didn't see that, beloved. Did you say 5? Was that Alana that said 5? Somebody said you on 4 right now? Okay.
Somebody said 5. Okay. Okay. Miss Tia said 4 and 5. Okay. Yeah, 4 and 5 is a powerful combination. When you got 4 and 5 rocking, okay, prayer B, I see you, beloved. Yeah, Taurus said 4. Okay. And I put this in the chat for you guys today, you guys, for everybody that's in the Mindset Master community. I'm gonna put the 5 sacred contracts that we signed. I'll put this in because you guys want to get, because you're gonna see it. Like once you're gonna be like, and then once you start looking over your life, you're gonna see all of it. Because that energy, think about what I'm saying. Stop looking at yourself as a person because you won't see it. The energy, let's just look at you for who you really are. We get the physical appearances, we get all of that. But let's strip all of that away. That energy that you are came here on a mission. Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. Come on, Chris. Think about what I'm saying. Man, that energy is responsible for creating that sun. You think it give a damn about a car? That energy is responsible for creating all these things. You think it give a damn about some Louis Vuitton? That energy that you are created everything you see. You think it gives a damn about popularity? It don't care about none of that. That energy came here to solve certain problems. That energy is pure source energy. It's pure unconditional love. It don't give a damn about the club. Don't give a damn about no celebrity gossip. Don't give a damn about what's wrong in the media. It don't care about none of that. And at the source of that energy, right? At the source of that energy, I'm talking about at the nucleus of that energy, that's all God. That energy that you are is connected to that energy. There's no degree of separation. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You are a wave in his ocean. Came here on a mission. Came here to solve problems, not chasing anything. Don't need validation. I don't need you to believe in me. I don't need you to choose me. You don't know where I come from. Do you not know where I come from? I came here looking for nothing. I come from everything. Why would I be looking for anything when I come from everything? The only thing that's limiting you is you don't fully understand it. That's the only problem you got, baby. I promise you. The only problem you have right now is you don't fully understand. You got some cracks in your belief. You've got some fractures in your faith. You got a trust issue here or there. That's the only thing that's stopping you right now. Because when you fully understand what I'm telling you, you're going to walk through this earth, man, like you got 1,000 lions behind you. I promise you, because you're going to understand nothing can hurt the energy that I am. I don't give a damn what you do to my physical body. You can't destroy me. I don't give a damn what you do to my physical body. I don't care about your opinion of me. I'm not worried about what you think about me. I understand. They didn't let me out the cage. I'm unlocked now. I don't give a damn what the scientist says. I don't give a damn what the pastor says. I don't give a damn what the people say at some university. I know what I am. I am the energy that is responsible for everything being here. I'm connected to it. I came here for a purpose. I came here on a mission. I'm immortal. I'm lethal. I'm powerful. I'm strong. You can't stop me. Fear is an indicator when I'm out of alignment with who I am. Anxiety is an indicator when I'm out of alignment with who I am. Depression is an indicator when I'm out of alignment with my Father, when I've forgotten my purpose, when I've forgotten the mission, when I've lost my way. That's why he put that in me, so that I would never be detached from him. I would never be detached from the source. That's what all your emotions are for. Everything is working in your favor. And ain't nothing working against you. You come from everything. Shake the ground when you walk. Be a disruptor. That's why I tell you guys it's important for you to be rich. I ain't talking about shining on people. We ain't got time to shine on people. We shine with people. We don't shine on them. I don't want to shine on my students. I want to shine with them. I appreciate the gifts, beloved. We're going to change the world, and then we're going to kick our feet up and celebrate on some beach somewhere. Guaranteed. Because I know what we come from. And I know what's behind us. I know you can't stop us. I know you can't hurt us. We are the limitation. The only limitation in your life is you. You got to wake up to what you are.
Get out of groupthink. You afraid to be alone, you don't know what you are. If you need somebody to love you, you don't know what you are. If you need someone to believe, you are belief. How does belief need something to believe in it? You are faith personified. Or you are love personified. You are joy personified. Why would you be looking for that in someone else? The only way you would be looking for that is if you don't know who you are. I'm just here to remind you. That's what I'm doing. I'm just here to remind you. I'm going to be here till it's just me and one student left. I promise you. I don't give a damn if it ain't nothing but me and one student left. I promise you. I promise you. I'm going to make sure that everybody gets unlocked. I'm going to make sure that everybody is unleashed. I'm going to make sure that everybody becomes, that's my assignment. I won't fail the assignment. I promise you I won't. I promise you I won't. I promise you I won't. I won't fail the assignment. That'll never happen. That'll never happen. Never happen. Too strong for that. Never happen. Too powerful for that. That'll never happen. Too powerful for that. I will never get sidetracked. I will never get manipulated. I will never be taken out of alignment with the gift that once the gift is unlocked, it's unlocked for life. Once you come out the cage, you out the cage for life. For the rest of eternity, once you out that cage, you out the cage for life. That's what Earth is. It's a master class. That's what it's here. That's why we here. You in the master class right now. Once you become unlocked, oh, God can really utilize you then. It's game over then. Once you become unlocked, that's game over. You in a master class right now. I'm not talking about in this chat. I'm talking about that's what Earth is. It's just one master class. We come here to get unlocked, and you stay until you get unlocked. After that, it's game over. Boom. Here are 5 signs. I'm telling you, Brianna, I'm telling you, man, I'm not the cage. Wish I would chase somebody. Wish I would seek a validation, knowing where I come from. Wish I would. All you got to do is be the evidence of what you are. That's it. That's all. And everybody's going to chase you. The moment you start chasing people, everybody's going to chase you because we all want what we can't have. That's what makes us want it, because you can't have it. That's what makes you want it. We neglect what's all around us, but we chase the thing that we can't gain access to. That's what makes a person want it. So as you are growing and as you are building yourself, you got to understand that people are lucky to have access to you, and you have failed them if you don't make that abundantly clear. I said you failed the person. What are you bringing to the situation? What are you bringing to my table? Make that clear right now. Let me see it. And then I'm watching like a hawk to see if you bring everything you say you're going to bring. And then we get out of all the game plans. Stop waiting for people to stop. See, there's a thing called future faking. How many of you guys have ever heard of future faking? Type no if you've ever heard of future faking before. It's a phenomenon. Future faking means that I come into your life. I come into your life. Future faking means that I come into your life and I start making all of these promises about things that I have no intention of bringing to your life, right? I have no intention of following through on this particular thing. Some of you guys are in a relationship right now where your partner is future faking. You may have caught them in some lie. You may have caught them cheating. You may have caught them doing something you caught them doing. And that person promised you, oh, I'm going to change this and change that. And I'm going to stop doing this and I'm going to stop doing that. And that bought them some time. And that puts you on pause because in your mind, you're thinking, okay, they're going to work on this thing or they're going to work on that thing. But 6 months later, you find they still doing the thing. The very thing that they promised you 6 months ago that they wouldn't do, or 3 months ago, or 2 months ago, whatever the time frame was, they're still doing right now. And that's what future faking is. A lot of people step into your life promising you a life that they have never given themselves. How you going to give me something you have never given yourself? Oh, I'm going to do this. We're going to build that. We're going to build this empire, but you never built an empire yourself. What you're saying is you're going to leverage me to build the empire that you want for yourself. And then you're going to, once you get that empire, then you're going to take off and go do whatever it is you want to do. That's what future faking is. That's why so many of you guys have gotten hurt in the past, because that person came in future faking. They had no intentions of being anything that they said they was going to be when they sat there and told you that. But they knew it sounded good in that moment. And for you guys that have a partner right now, no. Show me now. Then tomorrow, I need you to show me now. Whatever that behavior is, that needs to change now. Whatever that person is promising you, show me now. If you can't show me now, stop talking about it. Don't sell me some future that we may not get in, we may never make it to. No, change that behavior now. I tell you guys all the time, I'm sorry means nothing if the behavior hasn't changed. Stop letting people tell you they're sorry about some behavior and they still haven't changed the behavior. Because I'm sorry don't mean nothing if the behavior hasn't changed. I don't want to hear I'm sorry. Change the behavior that made you have to say I'm sorry to begin with. Don't tell me I'm sorry. Keep that energy, because the same energy that it tells you, that it takes you to tell me I'm sorry, is the same energy you could have utilized to change the behavior that made you have to say I'm sorry to begin with. Change the behavior and walk up out of my life. Which one you want to do? Make a choice. You got to start being like that with people. Change the behavior or move on. Which one you want to do? It's not a math problem, so it shouldn't take you long to figure out. Change the behavior that made you have to say I'm sorry to begin with, or walk away. You got to start dealing with people like that. Get all of the air bubbles out of your relationship. Get all of the gaps out of your relationship. All these people walk in future faking, promising you all these things that they have no intention on delivering. Not only that, the person has never experienced that themselves. They sit here promising you something that they have never experienced because they're going to leverage you. That's the reason why they're selling it to you, because they want to leverage you. The life that they are promising you, they really are hoping you give to them. We're going to do this. We're going to build this empire. What they really saying is that I'm going to leverage you to get everything I want. And then once I get it, I'm going to move on. That's what they're saying. Too much truth? I'm just asking, is it too much truth? Sales are being made. Don't forget about that, beloved. Sales are being made. Sales are being made. See, that's the problem. You think that sales mean what's happening at the mall or what's happening at the used car lot or what's happening in the grocery store. No. We ain't worried about those sales. People are selling you every moment of the day. You are always being sold. Somebody is always trying to get something from you. The moment somebody walks up to you, there's something that they think you have that they need. There's some void that they think you can fill. There's some role that they need you to play in their lives. And that's what they're coming to you for. Don't ever forget that. Sales are always being made. Always. Get that out of your mindset when you think that sales are just happening at the used car lot and in the grocery store and in the mall. No. We're not working. Those are easy. Every person that comes up to you, even if I walk up to you right now and I say, hey, come on, let's go to the gym. That's a sales pitch. And let me tell you why I'm telling you that. I'm asking you to go to the gym because really I need your energy. I need you to pump me up. I need you to motivate me. I don't want to go by myself. Right. So I'm leveraging you so that you can go and be my spot partner, or you can be my motivation, or you can be my this, or you can be my that. There's a reason why I'm asking you that. Somebody might pull up to your house later and say, hey, come on, let's go for a ride for me. There's a reason why they want you to come. Maybe they enjoy your company. Maybe they enjoy your energy. Maybe they enjoy your conversation. But there's a reason why they pulled up on you, because there's something, somehow, some way you benefit that person. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. People are always benefiting from you. Your job is to understand, how are you benefiting from me? So that way you can stay powerful. It's not just that you benefit from me. My job is to know how you benefit from me, because then you can't play me or manipulate me, because that's where my power lives. My power lives in me understanding how people benefit from me. Other than that, you're going to be weak as hell. You don't understand how people are benefiting from you, then you don't really know your value. See, when you bought that iPhone, oh, they knew how that iPhone was going to benefit your life. They knew with pinpoint accuracy how much you would be willing to pay, and they also knew how it would benefit your life. They weren't asleep on that. Oh, they said this right here. Oh, this device right here. They said, oh, this bad boy right here. Oh, it's gonna change everything. Oh yeah, we need to charge $1,500 for that. We need to charge $2,000 for that. They knew their value. We walk around putting our lives in the hands of other people, but we don't know the value. We don't know how this person is benefiting. We don't know how much they're getting from us. We just doing it, calling it a relationship. Nah, man, you gotta know. And then that eliminates all of the playing, it eliminates all of the games, it eliminates all the manipulation. It eliminates everything when you know exactly how much people benefit from you. I appreciate the gifts, beloved. Do me a favor, let's get the likes up so we can get the medicine out. Share the live to your stories, please, if you haven't already done so. That part right there, every interaction is a transaction. That's why I told you guys unconditional love and relationships don't belong together, because unconditional love is devoid of transactions. There are no transactions when it comes to unconditional love. But when it comes to relationships, it's all transactional. So how can you say you love somebody unconditionally if you're in a relationship with that person where one is predicated on transactions and the other is predicated on there being no transactions? Just make that make sense to me. Now, I might not be the smartest person in the world, but that don't make no sense to me. One is riddled. One can only exist based upon transactions, and the other can only exist when there are no transactions. So how can you put the two together? How can you possibly be in a relationship and say, I love my partner unconditionally? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. One can only survive the relationship because of the transactions. The other can only survive when there are no transactions. So if I love you unconditionally, then there's no transactions. If I love you conditionally, full of transactions. You say hi to me, I'll say hi to you. You kiss me, I'll kiss you. You love me, I'll love you. You be nice to me, I'll be nice to you. All transactions. Yeah, you can love yourself unconditionally because there's no transactions. You don't need anything from yourself to love yourself. You just need to do it. We get all these sleeping people coaching people on relationships and unconditional love. They don't belong together. I didn't say that the relationship is bad. There's nothing wrong with being in a transactional relationship. That's how our world works, off of transactions. But damn, don't put unconditional love in there. Unconditional love is like, don't put me in that box. I'm the most powerful thing on the planet. Don't put me in that box. Don't put me in some relationship box because I don't fit. You can't put unconditional love into a box. The relationship is a box. Unconditional love doesn't fit into any box. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying either one is better than the other. They just don't belong in a box. That makes sense? One survives on transactions. The other survives on there being no transactions. It's very simple. You guys should be able to see that. One survives because of transactions, relationships. The other survives because there's no transactions. Bottom line. All right, let me give you guys this real quick. But that part right there, love yourself and to know that, but that's the problem. See, we don't know how the average person, I'm not going to say everyone, but the average person, 9 out of 10 people, they don't know how to love themselves unconditionally. And if you don't know how to love yourself unconditionally, how are you going to know how to love someone else unconditionally? How can you give someone what you've never given yourself? Just make it make sense. How can you possibly give someone? It sounds good. It's easy to say. The easiest thing in the world to say is unconditional love. It's so easy to say, but it's difficult to do. So, how can you give someone else what you've never given yourself? And if you haven't healed from your story, if you haven't healed from your pain, if you're still living out of your ego, you're still living, from your programming and conditioning, then you're not loving yourself unconditionally. Because there are chapters of your life that you're still rejecting. There are chapters of your life that you still don't understand, which means that you don't have unconditional love for yourself. You have conditional love for yourself. Unconditional love is when radical acceptance. It's when there's no more villains and victims in my story. It's when I've accepted everything that has ever happened to me leading up to this moment. It's when I'm no longer pointing the finger at other people for why I am where I am in life. It's when I fully love myself. And it's the day that I realize that I am enough exactly as I am. I am enough by myself. I am enough for who I am in this moment. And I may not be where I want to be in life, but I'm not where I used to be either. That's unconditional love. When I'm no longer blaming you for being in my story, there are no more victims, there are no more villains. I just accept what is. Whatever you put is in my life, I accept that. Whatever obstacles in my life, I accept that. Whatever the problems are in my life, I accept that. Why? Because problems are an extension of me. Every problem that you have is unique to you. Because your job, see, you got to understand that problems are God's way of asking us to become the solution. Because once you become the solution, I not only become the solution for myself, but I become the solution for every single person that I come in contact with, because I become the blessing in that regard with respect to that particular problem. So when I see someone else with that problem, I can say, oh, this is how you deal with that. I used to struggle with that as well. That's what it's all about. That's what radical acceptance is. There's no more should stories. I don't tell myself stories about I should be further ahead. I should be over here. I don't live in the future anymore. I don't live in the past anymore. I'm not worried about what might happen next because I've already discovered my now. See, that's what unconditional love is. I fully accept who I am. I love the entire book that is me, not just certain chapters, not just the back cover, not just that front chapter. No, I love the entire book because the entire book is what makes me who I am. So I love the book, not just certain pages out of the book. I love the entire book. It's an amazing read. You should read it one day. That's unconditional love. Not when I give all this credit to all of these celebrities and all of these other people, putting them on some pedestal in my mind, but I put myself on the back burner when it comes to what I've experienced, even though everything that they've experienced is no different than what I've experienced. There's no more people on the pedestal. The only thing in the pedestal in my mind is God. That's it. That's all. That's the moment I understand God is my everything. I've never needed anything outside of that. Everything that I've ever thought I needed was only an extension of him. Everything, every single thing that I was chasing was an extension of him. Every single person that I was seeking validation from was an extension of him. Every single thing that I thought I couldn't live without was an extension of him. And once I understand that the source has been my everything this entire time, I don't need people for anything. If you haven't gotten to that place, how can you say you love yourself unconditionally? Unconditional love means I've healed my pain. I've dismantled my programming and conditioning. I've dismantled my ego personality. I've eliminated the masks that I wear. I live out of my authenticity. My heart is not hardened toward any person. I understand that every single person that I come in contact with may have lacked self-awareness, may have lacked emotional intelligence, and they may have projected that pain onto me. They may have projected their wounds onto me, and I get it now, right? So I'm not suffering anymore because I think he did this and she did that and he did this. No, I fully accept every single thing that has ever happened, and I do it from a place of love, not from resentment. Why? Because resentment blocks the flow of love. Not from anger, because anger blocks love. No, from love. I understand that the person that hurt me was also hurting. I understand that the person that wounded me was also wounded. They were no different than me. And I've wounded people from my pain and from my suffering. So how can I blame them? That's unconditional love.
That's real love. That's real love, beloved. That's real love. But I can't give you what I can't even give myself. I can't give you what doesn't live in me, and so I've got to discover it in me before I can give it to you. I can only give you what I carry. I can only give you what I'm in possession of. Every single person that has ever hurt you because that's what they were carrying. They were carrying pain so they could only give you pain. They were carrying their wounds so they could only give you that. That's unconditional love, and that's self-awareness. It's you understanding that every person that has ever wronged you in life was only giving you what they were carrying in that moment. Had they been carrying love, they would have given you that. Had they been carrying kindness and peace, they would have given you that. It's not like they chose to be broken. It's not like they chose to be wounded. Someone did that to them at some point in time because they didn't come into the world that way. At some point in time, somebody hurt them. Somebody did something to them that created an emotion in them that they didn't understand, that they didn't know how to process. So they suppressed the emotion. They learned how to live with that emotion. And years went on, and that emotion grew stronger and more powerful, and it started to shape who they became. And then here you come, innocent. You weren't bothering anybody, and you came in contact with that person. And something you may have said or something you may have done in that moment, very innocently, may have unlocked that wound, and that person projected that onto you. And that's how you got hurt. But one more time, you can't blame the person. Now, if you want to operate, from lower mind, if you want to operate from your programming conditioning, then yeah, you can blame the person. But that doesn't heal you. Blaming them doesn't fix you. It only keeps you broken. It only creates more suffering. How you gonna fix yourself if you blaming other people all day? Right? I mean, I'm just asking, that does nothing for you. Pointing the finger at them does nothing for you. All right, let me give you guys this real quick, and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, healing means that I don't tell myself the story anymore. See, here's what you got to understand, beloved. You're already healed. In this moment, you're already healed. The only thing broken in you is the story you keep telling yourself that you need to be fixed, that you need to keep working on yourself. And let me tell you why that's important, because you believe it. Belief creates everything. Belief makes things materialize. Belief creates the experience. So as long as you believe it, you're going to continue to be broken. You're going to continue to need to be fixed. But in this moment, you're already healed. The only thing that's broken in you is the story you keep telling yourself that you need to heal. You keep telling yourself a story and you believe it. That's what's hurting you more than anything else. The story you keep telling yourself about the experience that you no longer have access to, about the experience that you can't edit right now. You can't edit that experience. You can't do anything but accept the experience. That's why self-awareness is so important. That's why radical acceptance is so important. Accept the situation and understand that you are the pure energy, right? You are the divine energy underneath the experience. You didn't experience it directly, but your energy did witness it. So important. Let me give you guys this real quick and let's get out of here. So here are 5 signs that you are healing and becoming more self-aware. Okay. Here are 5 signs that you are healing, that the self-awareness is working,
that the emotional intelligence is working and you are becoming self-aware. Here are the 5 signs. Number 1, you no longer identify as the character. Period. You no longer identify as the character. You understand that the character was created by your ego to protect you from some wound that you had experienced throughout the course of your life. You no longer identify with the character. Number 2, you know how to forgive people and let go now. Not just forget, but let go completely, because you understand that resentment towards them blocks the unconditional love in you. You fully understand that all that resentment that you used to carry in you prior to you becoming self-aware, prior to you starting this journey, was only hurting you. All that resentment that you guys are walking around within your heart towards some person that wronged you or towards some situation only hurts you. That anger in you hurts you. No one else. No one else. It is an indicator that you're not awakened. It's an indicator that you're not self-aware, because if you were self-aware, you wouldn't be punishing yourself. The self-aware person never punishes themselves for the bad behavior of other people. Never. So one more time, number 2, you know how to forgive people and let go. Not just forget, but let go completely, because you understand that resentment towards others blocks the flow of unconditional love within you. What are we doing here? You blocking love's presence in your life, being mad at them. Okay, I get the fact that it happened, and I understand that they did what they did, but keep in mind, go back to category 5. Category 5 people come in and hurt you and cut you deeply to wake you up so that you can become the person that you're becoming right now. And chances are there was so much pain in your life, it's what led you here. Number 3, you thoroughly enjoy your own company. You thoroughly enjoy your own company. And you're no longer chasing love because you understand that you are love. What's up, Cosmic G? Good to see you, my brother. One more time. Number 3 is you thoroughly enjoy your own company, and you're no longer chasing love because you understand that you are love. Why would you be chasing what you're already in possession of? Additionally, you have become unconditional love, and you know that your job is to give it, not seek it. If you're seeking it, it's because you don't understand what you are, and that's okay. In time, you will. Number 4, people's perception of you no longer bothers you. You don't give a damn about what somebody thinks of you. You don't give a damn about what their opinions are. You don't give a damn that they didn't invite you to the party. You don't give a damn that they didn't ask you out to lunch. You don't care. I said you don't give a damn. It doesn't matter what you think about me. Let me tell you what matters. What I think about me. Because I got to live with me every day. I don't have to live with you. Your opinion leaves when you do. I got to live with me 24 hours, 7 days a week. So whose opinion is more important, mine or yours? I don't give a damn about what you think. I don't give a damn. And I don't mean that in any disrespectful way, but I can't give power to what you think about me. Your opinion of me can never be more powerful than my own. Ever. But that's the problem. You got people walking around here right now where someone's opinion of you is more important than your opinion of yourself. That's why you upset. That's why you get all emotional. That's why you let it rent space in your mind for free. Their opinion is dominating your mindset. You know it and I know it. So the moment that person criticizes you, your opinion go out the window. Well, where'd your opinion go? Where did your opinion go? I'm just asking where they go. How did your opinion check out and let their opinion check in? Because that's exactly what happened. You got people on this app right now that if somebody criticizes you, all your opinion goes straight out the window. What you believe to be true about yourself goes straight out the window. All of a sudden, this person's opinion written space in your mind. Why are they talking to me like that? Why do they? Who give a damn about what they think? They don't have a high opinion of themselves. This person ain't got a fiber of love in them. That's why they projected it onto you. And you lack the self-awareness to understand that they are speaking from their pain. They are speaking from their wounds. The person is speaking from what's hurt in them. Why are you worried about that? That person is not speaking from higher mind. They're not speaking from spiritual intelligence. A spiritually intelligent person would never project pain on you. They would never project suffering on you because they understand what you are. The self-aware person would never project anything negative onto you because they understand what you are. They understand whose you are. And they understand that when they disrespect you, they disrespected God. They would never do it. They would never do it. It's blasphemous. They would never do it. The only people that criticize you are the people that are in pain. That's it. The only people that criticize you are the people that are frightened by your greatness, the people that are intimidated by your greatness, the people that are intimidated by your beauty, the people that are intimidated by you doing the thing that they're afraid to do. That's the only people that's going to say something to you. Real bosses are out changing the world. We ain't got time to be criticizing people. We're going to clap for you. I told you guys this before. The bodybuilder will never knock you from trying to lift weights in the gym. The swimmer will never knock you because you couldn't swim fast in the pool. The singer will never knock you because you went on stage and you didn't kill it with your performance. None of those people will knock you because they understand what it takes to become great. The only people that will criticize you are the people that do nothing with their own lives. So all that criticism you doing it from a person that's sitting on their couch, ain't got nothing going on, sitting in the dark, miserable as hell, depressed as hell. You gave all that energy to that person. You gave them the one thing that they wanted in that moment, which was some attention. That's all they wanted was some attention. They didn't give a damn how they got it. They just wanted it, and you gave it to them. Wish I would. Wish I would. So one more time, real quick. Number 3, you thoroughly enjoy your own company. I love the hell out of my company. I love it. I love hanging out with me. And that's not arrogance, that's alignment. Because I'm going to be with me for the rest of my life. How can I not enjoy my own company? I'm taking me out to dinner. I'm taking me to the movies. I'm taking me to the mall. I'm taking me on a shopping spree. I'm taking me on that dream vacation. I'm taking me everywhere. I'm going to be with me anyway. I'm taking me everywhere I go anyway. So why not enjoy my company? Why do I need somebody else to accompany me when I am the divine in human form? I don't need company. Now, it's nice to have company, but I don't need it. It's nice to be around other people, but I don't need it. You got people on this app right now where you need people to be around you. You need them to do this and need them to do that. Man, that's slavery. Take yourself out to dinner. Try that. Take yourself to the mall. Try that. Take yourself out to that lounge and go listen to some jazz music or whatever the case may be. Try that, because you got to understand that when you don't understand how to start moving by yourself, you're blocking a lot of your blessings. You could be sitting there having dinner with your girlfriend, and your husband can literally be sitting at the end of the bar, but he won't approach you in that moment. And the moment he won't approach you in that moment, because you guys are so engaged in the conversation that he doesn't want to disrupt the conversation. But had you been sitting there by yourself, just enjoying your meal, he'd have walked up. He would have came over and said something to you. And then when he does come, your girlfriend gonna hate because she don't like it. And she gonna poison your mindset. Oh yeah, he coming up here, he just all rude and disrespectful. He came to talk to you. He didn't come to talk to her. But because you value her opinion, you're gonna sit there and let her project all of her opinions and assumptions onto the situation because he was not there for her. I've seen that happen a million times if I've seen it happen once. The person that you needed the most in your life, your girlfriend pushed them away or rejected them because they really didn't want you to have that person. Because they didn't give them the attention. See, you don't understand. When people don't get that energy and they don't get that attention, they become envious, they become jealous. And she gonna hate and tear him down in your mind. And yeah, you right. That was the person you needed. And then that abusive one that you ended up with, that was so disrespectful to you, that's the one you caught. The one you weren't supposed to be with is the one you ended up with. Listening to her. The one she co-signed on was the wrong one. Sometimes you got to learn to be by yourself, man, so that people can have an opportunity to meet you. I'll meet you if you're always busy. Got somebody in your ear all the time. A lot of people don't want to deal with all of that. You got to learn to move by yourself, man. You came into the world by yourself. Why can't you move by yourself? I'm just being real. Number 4, people's perceptions of you no longer bothers you. Number 4 is big, because this is where so many of us aren't living the life that we could be living because you so afraid of what somebody gonna say and what they gonna think. Some of you guys want to create content, but you're so afraid to do it because you're so worried about what somebody's gonna think. Some of you guys want to go live and you haven't done it yet because you're so afraid of what someone else might think. You giving two people's opinions and perceptions of you too much power. Too much power. You're too powerful, baby, for that. You're blocking your gift because you're so worried about what people are thinking who aren't thinking about you. The people ain't thinking about you. The people think about their problems. They think about what's going wrong in their life. See, here's the problem. Because you think about you all day, you think other people are thinking about you all day as well, and they're not. People aren't thinking about you. That person pulled up on your live stream or pulled up to watch your video because they weren't doing anything with their lives. That's why they wanted to come and see what you was talking about. So don't worry about what them people are thinking about. They're thinking about their depression. They're thinking about their anxiety. They're thinking about what's wrong in the relationship. They're thinking about what's wrong with their kids. They're thinking about what's wrong in the world. And people aren't thinking about you. But because you think about yourself all day long, you think other people are thinking about you as well. That's your ego. Got you going crazy. And people ain't thinking about you. When you walk outside and you walk in the mall, nobody's thinking about you. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean that lovingly, beloved. They're not thinking about you. You can trip and fall in the mall, and I promise you, people are going to look and they're going to go on about their lives because their mind is consumed with what's wrong in their life. And only if you hurt yourself. If you trip and fall and you hurt yourself, they'll stop because you snap them back into reality. Other than that, they're thinking about their thoughts about reality. So when you're walking through the mall, let's say you trip and fall, people will stop and they genuinely will be concerned. They're going to help you up and then they're going to make sure that you're okay and they're going to take off walking and they're going to go back into problem mode. That's how people are walking around. Nobody's thinking about you. Everybody's living out of their mind, living out of their thoughts, living out of their pain, living out of their suffering. They're not thinking about you. So stop thinking about them. Stop making your opinion. Stop basing the decisions for your life on what other people might think. Because they're not thinking about you. You thinking about you. So you project what you think about you onto them, and then that ends up becoming your reality, but that's not the reality. It's only the reality you create in your mind. Okay, so one more time. Number 4 is people's perceptions of you. It no longer bothers you. You don't care. I genuinely don't care. I don't care. Again, not being insensitive. That's alignment. I don't care. It no longer bothers you what people think or say about you. You care less because you understand that what they dislike in you also lives in them. That's why you don't care. Because what you dislike about me also lives in you. So come on, let's bring it. Because you can't recognize something in me unless it also exists in you. That's the law of mirrors right there. So when you become self-aware, you understand that whatever it is you don't like about me also lives in you, unless you wouldn't see it in me. That's why you don't like it, because it lives in you as well. You recognize it in me because it lives in you. So who are we talking about here? Me or you? See, that's where your power lives. That's why I tell you guys self-awareness is so powerful, because it just transforms the way you see the world. You're not worried about what people think anymore. And here's the thing, the person is not actually rejecting you. And the person in the world does ever reject you. They can't see you. We just qualified that earlier in the live. The person can't even see you. So what are they rejecting? They're rejecting what they think you are. People don't reject you, beloved. They reject what they think you are. That's the only thing they reject. They can't see you. And I don't mean they can't see you because they're blind. I'm saying they can't see you because their eyes are incapable of seeing you at the source level. For what you really are, they can't see you. They can't see that. So what are they rejecting? They reject what they think you are. That person has a mental checklist. You don't fit that mental checklist. Who gives a damn about their checklist? That's why they rejected you, because you don't fit that list. But you punished yourself when they rejected you. That's what I'm saying. The pain you experience, or the shame you experience, or the embarrassment you experience didn't come from the rejection. It came from the story you told yourself about the rejection. It came from the meaning that you attached to the rejection. That's where the pain comes from. And then you started to question your worth. You started to question your beauty. You started to tell yourself stories like, what's wrong with me? And why don't they like me? And this and that. And you punished yourself. Because you didn't make some silly little list that's the byproduct of their programming and conditioning that every single person is walking around right now, including you. You have a type. Tell me you don't. Sit here with a straight face and tell me you don't. Tell me you don't. Hey, the person on this line right now that you don't have a type. Well, what's your type predicated on? Your programming and conditioning. We all do. I got one. Everybody has a mental checklist about what you think beauty is, what you think smart is, what you think funny is, what you think fill in the blank is. And if a person doesn't make that list, you reject that person. But sometimes, maybe, is the list wrong? Do we need to change the list? I'm just asking. Because if the list keeps ending up in these toxic relationships, if the list keeps ending up in these abusive relationships, if the list keeps ending up with you ending up with the wrong person, do we need to maybe change the list? I'm just asking. I'm not asking you to change your life right now. I'm just asking you to think. We keep ending up in all these bad relationships. We might need to check the list or upgrade it to something at least. Because the person you need is never going to be the person you think you need. Don't let that go over your head. I said the person you need is never going to be the person you think you need. They're never going to be dressed like the person. They're going to be dressed like that. They're going to look totally different. I'm telling you now, the best person for you is probably the person that you reject the most. The person that's going to value you, the person that's going to love you, the person that's going to really see you for real. We want the person that looked the best. No, get the person that treats you the best. That's the one you want. Damn the person that looked the best. We go after the one that looks the best, but that's not the person you really need. Because you're going to get bored with their looks over time. Eventually, you're going to grow accustomed to how they look. Am I lying? In the beginning, oh my gosh, she's so pretty and he's so fine and she's so this and she's so that. Okay, you're going to get desensitized to that. What's left after that? Now I got to spend the next year with you, 2 years with you, 5 years for you, but I'm already desensitized to your look. The look doesn't mean anything. It's about how that person treats you. See, that's what growth is. Growth is growth. The emotional maturity means how you treat me is more important than how you look. How you treat me is more important than how much money you make. How you treat me is more important than the car you drive or where you live. How you treat me, I don't give a damn about none of that. Because I got to live with how you treat me. I'm not living with the car. The car going to be in the garage. I got to live with how you treat me. I'm not going to be living at the bank where the money is. I'm going to be living with you every day. How you treat me is more important than how you look. It's more important than what you say. It's more important than all of the degrees and certifications that you so proudly promote to the world. Give a damn about none of that. Start focusing on how people treat you. Damn all of the accolades that come with that. We ain't got time for that. That's what gets you caught up. You so caught up on, oh, they make this amount of money and they live here and they drive this. Who cares about that? You're not living with that. You living with how that person is going to treat you. You're living with their level of emotional intelligence. You're living with their level of self-awareness. You're living with their level of their wounds and all this. That's what you're living with. You waking up every day next to their wounds, next to their pain that they've been running from the entire time because they've been so focused on trying to impress the world with who they are. I can only speak from intelligence when it comes to that because that was me. I had all the flashy stuff. I was flashed out. I was the flashiest thing in my city. Pain everywhere. Flashiest thing in my city. Wounds everywhere. Flashiest thing in my city. Suffering everywhere. But I had all the flash. I'm flashed out. Cars, clothes, jewelry, flashed out. Suffering internally. Bankrupt internally. Externally, oh, I had all the trappings of success. And it would have fooled you because you'd have walked up and said, oh, he fit. Ooh, he got the Rolls Royce. He got the house. He got the cars. Broken in a million pieces internally. Internally, I'm in a million pieces. Externally, I look like I got the world in my palm. And that's 9 times out of 10 people that you encounter. That's how they move. I'm telling you. You walked up to me. I'm Gucci down. Jumping out the Rolls Royce, jumping out the big boy house, jewelry down, all that. A shell of myself. Fractures everywhere. If I would have been a cup and you'd have poured water into me, there'd been water spewing all out of me. My cup would have been able to hold no water. Cup's made of 14 karat gold though, but there's fractures all in it. I'm just giving you the truth. I don't know how to run from the truth because I'm too busy living in it. See, that's self-awareness. That's self-awareness. When a person can have this conversation with you and just be real, and I'm not worried about what you think. See, that's the thing. You got to remember, you're gonna have people that come into your life that can only reflect who you used to be. That's the only thing that they can reflect. I'm telling you now, all this work you doing on yourself, all this transformation that's happening, you doing it, all of the inner work, you healing your story and healing your pain and healing the wound, you doing all this work. And what they will reflect is who you used to be. And they're going to walk up and tell you, oh yeah, you remember when you used to do this, and I remember you used to do that, and you used to be at the club all night. I remember that night we had to come get you, you was drunk, and all this other stuff like that. The only thing they can reflect is who you were. And they will never allow themselves to see who you are right now, because who you are right now reflects everything that they're not, because they haven't done the work on themselves. So they'll never let themselves see you as who you are right now. You got to understand who those people are, because they're going to sit there and they're going to remind you of everything you did wrong in the past. They're going to remind you all them failures. They're going to reflect all the mistakes and that time you went to jail and that time you did this. And yeah, I remember you was in that abusive relationship with this person. They're never going to talk about who you are right now. Those are the people that you have to remove from your life. And here's the thing. This is how you do it. I'm a master at this part right here. I'm a beast when it comes to this. Let me tell you how you do it. Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right. I was the mistake-making machine. I should have made a few more. I was the best at being the worst version of myself. I'm so happy I went through that so that I could become the person I am right now. All them nights of me partying, all the mistakes I made, all them failures I made, all the failed relationships, all the bad choices, all the bad people that I allowed myself that I allowed to have access to me. I'm so happy. I see what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your power from you. And I'm going to take your power from you because I'm so self-aware that I'm going to build on what you are trying to create in that moment. So I'm going to take my power away from you, because let me tell you why you do that. Because that person won't understand why you're agreeing with them, because they're so used to people going, why are you always bringing up my past? Why are you always mentioning that? Why can't you just see me for this? Why can't you? You losing power. You losing power. You don't ever do that. You losing power. That's what they expect you to do, because now you go back to being who you used to be. Now you go back to being the version of yourself that you were before you started this journey. Hell nah. We can't lose that. So now I'm going to pull you out to the river. And the moment that you start mentioning all that stuff, oh, I'm getting ready to put the steroids on it. I'm saying you don't know the half of it. I done made all these mistakes, all the failures, all the bad choices, all the bad decisions. I was on drinking, I was doing the drugs, I was doing it all. I was doing things that you didn't even know. You was only there for some of it. You should have seen the stuff that I was doing when you weren't around. See, I'm taking the power away. I'm controlling the game. This is chess, man. We ain't got time for checkers no more. I'm the chess pieces and the chess board and the chess master at the same time. And I understand what you're trying to do. I understand how you're trying to knock me down. But in that moment, I also understand that you'll never see me for who I am right now. You'll never allow yourself to see me for who I am right now. And this will be the last conversation that we have. But I'm going to control the game. And in that moment, there's not going to be no anger. Don't do it with some condescending tone. That's the key. Don't do it with some condescending tone because they're going to see you. I'm saying, shh, man, you only knew. Man, I was messing up all the mistakes, all the failures, all of this. I was cheating on this person, lying to that person. I did this over here. I did that over there. They're gonna be blown away. They're not going to know how you come back from that. Put yourself in that person's shoes right now. How you going to come back from that when I'm tearing myself down? See, and you do that so I can control the board. This will be the last conversation we have. I'm not going to tell them that verbally, but in my mind, I already understand that. I've outgrown this relationship. I've transcended this relationship. You're one of those people that can't go to the next chapter with me. And that's what God is showing me right now. But I've got to take the power away. I don't want to become angry. I don't want to become upset. Hell no. I'm getting ready to take what you're trying to do and I'm going to put the steroids on it. And then I'm going to pull your power back and then I'm going to eject you out of my life, just like that fighter pilot. You're out of here. Thank you for playing yourself. Thank you for playing yourself. You played yourself and you don't even realize it. You can play me. You played you. You got to understand how to be smarter than the moment, beloved. You got to be smarter than the moment because there are going to be people that come into your life that will only reflect who you used to be. People that will only reflect what you used to do. People that will only reflect the mistakes that you made. All this growing you doing, they won't reflect that. All this transforming you doing, that won't reflect that. All of this power that you came into, they won't reflect any of that. They can only reflect what's wrong. And because you're going to only reflect what's wrong, let me help you. Let me eject you out of this situation. And I'm going to pull the power back. I'm pulling the power back. All right. Let me give you guys number 5 real quick, and then we're going to get out of here. This is how you know that you have truly healed. God is at the center of your life. Period. He is at the center. I didn't say he was on the sideline. I didn't say he was on some boundary over here in your life. I said he is at the complete center of your life. And you have given him complete power and complete control over everything. You don't fight anymore. You don't punish yourself over your past any longer. You don't do it. You no longer have any negative feelings toward the different people that have been in your life. There's no more villains in your story. There's no more victims in your story. There's no more heroes. You understand that the hero's been you this entire time. You don't fight anymore. You don't blame people anymore. You've let everything go. Because you understand that everyone is a unique expression of him. Even if that person is not awakened yet, even if they haven't stepped into their calling yet, even if they haven't stepped into their purpose yet, you honor that because you remember that there was a time when you weren't there. There was a time when you started out, and maybe that's where that person may be, and you just leave them alone. You learn to love people exactly as they are and not as you imagine them to be. This is when your awakening truly happens. When you let people be who they are. Just let them be who they are. Whatever they give you, they give you. Think about what I'm saying to you. Anyone that gives you 1% of anything, man, you win it. If I give you 1% of my life, 1% of my time, 1% of my energy, 1% of my attention, coupled with the 100% that you should be giving yourself, man, you win it. How you lose it? If I give you 1% of anything that comes from me, that's a victory for you. Stop wanting people to be all this stuff for you that you're not being for yourself. That's what causes the suffering. You want people to be things for you that you're not even being for yourself. Because if you're being it for yourself, you won't need it from them. I believe in me, so I don't need your belief. I have unconditional love in me, so I don't need it from you. I have faith in me, so I don't need you to give it to me. I've got happiness in my life, so I don't need to borrow yours. That's what I'm saying. We suffer because you're looking for people to do things for you that you really aren't doing for yourself. And not only that, only you can do it for yourself. I can't be anything for you. You got to be it for you first. And then I can enhance what's there, but I can't create what's missing. That's all my power. When it comes to your life, my power stops with what's already there. Whatever is there, I can enhance it. But I can't create what's missing in you. And that's what we want. We want the relationship to create what's missing. We want the job to create what's missing. We want our friends to create what's missing. Beloved, they can't. They can't create what's missing in you. Only you can. They can enhance what's there, but they can't create what's not there. They can't screw off the top of your mind and rewire the way you think. No human being can. You got a thinking error going on. You got programming and conditioning going on. You got wounds going on. You got your ego personality going on. You got these stories that you keep telling yourself about where you should be and where you shouldn't be, that you're not complete, that you're not enough, that you're not this and you're not that. All of that's internal. You can't fix your internal problems from an external perspective. All of that's in you. And that's the problem. That's why you suffer. So you think something is wrong with the relationship because you didn't get what you needed out of it. You are what you needed. What you mean? The relationship was only an extension of you. It wasn't the whole of you. It was the byproduct of you. It was only going to be as powerful as you are. Couldn't be more powerful than you. See, we want happiness from the relationship, but happiness was what you were supposed to bring. You want love from the relationship, but love is what you were supposed to bring. You want peace from the relationship, but peace is what you were supposed to bring. It's not what you receive from it, it's what you bring to it. That's the problem. You were looking to receive things that you were supposed to bring. And then you call the relationship a failure. That's why all relationships fail, because people are looking for things that they were supposed to bring. If I bring the love and I bring the peace and I bring the joy and my partner mirrors that, the relationship gonna be off the chain. But if I bring the joy and I bring the peace and I bring the love and my partner doesn't bring anything, then my partner's gonna drain me. Think about a battery. You got a remote control sitting at your house right now, probably sitting within 5 feet of you. You got a remote control. Let's say the remote control has no batteries in it. The relationship is the metaphor for the remote control. So the remote control has no batteries. What does the remote control need? 2 batteries. Okay. What does a relationship need? 2 people. Wonderful. So I put a brand new battery in there, but you hand me a dead battery. Now, at the time that you give me the dead battery, I don't know that the battery is dead. So I take the new battery and the dead battery, and I put them in the remote, and it works for a little while. But eventually, the dead battery will drain the battery that was full of energy, because the remote needed two fully functioning batteries, not one. One can't carry the relationship just like a real relationship. One person's love can't carry the relationship. One person's joy can't carry the relationship. One person's happiness can't carry the relationship. But that's why they fail it. You're walking around with this dead battery with you. That's why they fail. The same way that your remote control at your house will fail. If you put a fully charged battery in there with a dead one, the dead one will drain the fully charged one in time. So the relationship will start out working, just like the battery in the remote. It'll start out working, but at some point in time, it's going to fall apart faster than it would have had both batteries been fully charged. Happiness is not what you get from the relationship, it's what you bring. Love is not what you get from the relationship, it's what you bring. Peace is not what you get from the relationship, it's what you bring. If you don't bring it, you're the dead battery in your life. Set my mic down on that. That part right there, Zena, that part right there, $1 billion question, beloved. What are you bringing? Damn what you need. What are you bringing? Before we can talk about what you need, let's talk about what you're bringing. You bringing your wounds to the relationship. You bringing your pain to the relationship. You bringing your suffering from the relationship. You bringing your programming conditions to the relationship. You bringing the relationship don't need none of that. It doesn't need that. But that's what we bring. That's what we bring. It's like everything that the relationship didn't need, it's full of, and everything that the relationship does need, it's devoid of. Make it make sense. And then we wondering why it falls apart. All right, boom. Set my mic down on that. Moni, what's up, beloved? So good to see you. Thank you, mamas. Set my mic down on that. Set my mic down on that. Baddest thing on the planet is you. I keep telling you guys that. Bottom line. Keep telling you that. Bottom line. Keep telling you that. I'm going to keep telling you that every day. Type me real quick if you guys are, if this is your first time on a live with me, type me real quick. Let me just see. Cosmic G, thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, Brianna. I appreciate that, beloved. Keep growing, keep growing, keep growing. Okay, for all of the new people, for anyone that's new to the platform, welcome. My name is Hank.